Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Friday, July 12th, 2024. The MLB All-Star break has begun. It has begun. I don't know what it's become, but it has begun. The draft is on Sunday, Home Run Derby on Monday, All-Star game on Tuesday. We've got a lot of stuff to kind of cover in the MLB, but it's not really games. The NFL season, 8 weeks away.
Yes.
We are 2 months out from the NFL season starting. Actually, I realized this like a couple hours ago. Receiver, the Netflix docuseries came out yesterday. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'll be watching that then
yeah,
too tonight.
I'm going to be watching that tonight.
Nice.
And also, I need to catch up on Hard Knocks offseason with the Giants. So, a lot of things that I need to be doing. And I'm also preparing for our Sunday episode, or Monday episode with Colin, because we got a big college football thing going on that we're going to talk about. So,
Hell yeah.
NFL right around the corner. Soccer news, though. Best thing, Greg Berhalter has been fired. Also, other part of this, I got the notification that the U.S. men's national team has contacted Jurgen Klopp. 30 minutes later, Jurgen Klopp has rejected the offer.
No!
So, not getting Jurgen Klopp. Unfortunate.
Oh, man.
I'm sure we'll end up with, like, some guy that managed a
MLS
NASL team.
Something fucked up.
I didn't grab champagne because I kind of forgot. I was going to grab it last night, and then I totally forgot to get some.
Bubbly.
But we were going to pop bottles over this, but instead, we're going to take a shot. We're going to take a shot.
Yep, go and kick it off. What's the shot, Grayson? What are we doing?
We've got some BJ's brand version of Captain Morgan spiced rum. That's all it is. We got,
cheers, Gray.
Yeah, cheers. Fuck you, Greg Berhalter.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Good riddance.
Yeah. Actually, really enjoyed that. I haven't done a shot in a while of anything. That was nice.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You don't look like you're enjoying it.
Like I said, I'm weird about liquor, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
barely know her.
Fair. Nice. Okay, other things in soccer. England and Spain will face off in the Euro Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and gripe about this right now. I hate that there's consolation games.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is the worst.
Like the third place game?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Why do we need that? We don't, like, is there like a special prize pool for third compared to fourth?
I don't think so. There probably could be,
There could be. Like, I guess they all get a bronze medal for the winning team of that game, but like, dude, nobody wants that shit.
I think it's cool for the players at least, though.
I guess, but it's also just like another opportunity to get hurt is how I see extra games like that don't mean anything.
That is true. Yeah.
But, you know,
maybe third place should be decided by like goal difference or something like that, you think? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really care to see a consolation game.
It's just more TV, more tickets.
Yeah, and like it bothers me because like they do it for everything. Like they do it for the World Cup.
Yep.
They don't do it for like the Champions League, but that's such a strung out event. But like all the international competitions are like that. And it bothers the shit out of me because I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole idea is that they didn't win, so they don't get to play again. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. We had chaos in the Copa America.
Oh,
Uruguay
my God.
and Colombia ended in chaos.
Watched the whole
sure.
game last night. From
you're
0
kind
to
of
90.
you're going to be our Copa America correspondent because I haven't paid much attention to it. But we will get Colombia and Argentina in the final for Copa America.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We will talk about later because I have particular opinions about what we'll see in Copa America. Also, if you want to see some baseball before the All-Star game, the baseball video is out. Came out on Wednesday. We didn't get all the footage, unfortunately. I still had some issues where like Premiere Pro just kept crashing on me. I don't know what the deal is. I think maybe we filmed it in like too high quality on the phones and then like it just isn't translating well. I don't know what the deal is, but we got something out. It's about 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
Kind of just like a funniest moments.
Yeah.
Honestly, like there was like if you thought the soccer video had no structure, the baseball video really had no structure. No. Yeah, there's not an intro. I will say, I think I put together a pretty good intro for that. Just kind of like two funny moments that happened.
Yeah.
That Wander Franco thing aged perfectly. Yeah. Literally the day the video comes out, he gets all these charges, which we will also be talking about. But yeah, the baseball video was super fun to film. Not as fun to edit, but super glad that it's already out there and people are already seeing it. So I appreciate everybody that has watched it. And if you haven't, when you're done here, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. Also, of course, like, subscribe, comment here on YouTube. Turn on those post notifications so you know when everything's coming out. I got the new episodes of the podcast Mondays and Fridays. On YouTube, it's available at 6 a.m., which if you're listening to our podcast, you don't watch the podcast that early. But it's also available at 2 a.m. audio. So if you want to stay up all night to listen to it, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got those Wednesday videos that have been coming out, which is 3 p.m. Eastern time, which I would assume most of our fans are in Eastern time.
For sure, yeah.
All right, let's see. What else? Of course, follow us on all of our social media accounts. And if you're on the podcast platforms, rate 5 stars and give us a follow. Luke, this is the beginning. And I haven't really given you many opportunities to talk yet in this episode. This is the beginning of, like, the like climb up. Like, this is where we start escalating a lot.
Yep.
So we've got some MLB stuff to talk about, but this is the week that the AFC West preview starts all of it off. This is the best part of the year to me. This is where we start getting back into, like, our researching and note-taking and opinion-based things. Like, this is when we discover our takes for the year.
Yeah.
Is in these previews. Like, last year, we were both super high on the Texans in this part of the year.
Uh-huh.
That fucking paid off.
Yeah.
Now, I was super high on the Chargers. That didn't pay off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
high on the Giants. Didn't pay
I was
off.
also very high on the Giants. And numerous other things. But I will take that fucking Texans take to the grave. That one's on fucking social media, if anybody was wondering. There is a clip from well before the season started where we were both very high on the Texans.
Yes.
But I digress. We have plenty of other things we're talking about as well. MLB Recap, MLB Draft Preview, talking about a couple of names to know, talk about the order, just kind of talk a little bit about the draft itself and what it means. We're going to talk Euros, Copa America, and then we'll round it out with questions time. Always remember to join the subreddit and submit your questions on Thursdays. I'd say like Thursday morning is probably the cutoff because our recording schedule is a little weird. But with that being said, Luke, anything you'd like to touch on before we get into the MLB recap?
Yeah, I want to talk about Cameron Sutton getting suspended.
Oh,
8 games.
definitely.
Yeah. Kind of shitty for the Steelers to have just signed this guy, and now he's suspended for 8 games for actually a battery charge where he strangled somebody in Florida.
Yeah, not good.
No, not
That's
at all.
probably something that, as a franchise, when you sign somebody, you should know if that's going to happen.
Exactly. And
it's really unfortunate.
I think they probably just felt comfortable because he had spent so long with the Steelers before.
Yeah.
And but it just sucks for us because, you know, we have Joey Porter Jr., but we didn't re-sign Patrick Peterson.
Yes.
And Levi Wallace, he can get picks, but he's here, there in coverage, so it really hurts because I was expecting Cameron Sutton to come in and probably be a consistent corner too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we still lack at that position.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially because, like, what he did is deplorable. And obviously he deserves that.
Yeah.
But it sucks when it's a guy that you're literally bringing back into the franchise,
Yes.
and then he does this.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough to deal with.
For sure.
But if that's all you've got, we'll go ahead and get into the MLB recap. Kept the MLB recap a little bit short because we're going to talk a little bit about the draft as well. So, MLB recap starts with Salvador Perez. He hit 2 home runs on Wednesday in their game, and it made him move up to number 10 all-time in home runs amongst catchers.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Love Salvador Perez. Every single time we talk about him, I think he's way older than he is. Pretty sure he's only like 34. Which is crazy because he looks old as well.
Yeah.
But it just seems like he's always been around.
I know. Yeah.
It's kind of insane. But yeah, Salvador Perez is just phenomenal. He continues to be so good. He's an all-star reserve again. Like, this is just what he does, man.
Yeah.
He's just a stellar catcher.
Been great the whole time he's been in the league pretty much. So,
yeah. It's kind of crazy to think about a guy being that good for that long.
Yeah.
Opposite of him, a bad guy for a short amount of time, but going to be bad for the rest of his life. Wander Franco, never playing baseball again. That's confirmed. Maybe never getting out of prison. I don't know. But he has officially been charged. Yeah, charged with sexual abuse and also human trafficking, which they kind of tossed on top of all of this. So yeah, everything is kind of different now because if it was gonna be the sexual abuse and sexual exploitation of a minor, it would have been some whatever number of years in prison. Now, adding that human trafficking charge adds 20 years of prison on top of his sentence. Once again, bad guy. The MLB placed him on the restricted list, of course, because he's probably going to be in prison. But yeah, this whole situation is crazy. It just seems like it came out of nowhere, all because of people on social media, which is even more insane. Which I guess kudos to them because it's bad what he did. But how crazy is it that that came out because of social media?
Yeah.
This whole situation happened because people found posts.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane.
I just read there at the bottom paragraph, Ethan, if you want to scroll down a little bit. Yeah. Signed an 11-year, $182 million deal in 2021.
Yeah. He was the next guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I spent so much money on baseball cards to get Wander Franco rookie cards. You wouldn't even believe.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched his debut while eating dinner.
Wow.
I was so bought in on him, and now I am so out on Wander Franco. Oh, my God. I couldn't be more out on him. He is a horrible human being. That's as simple as I could put it.
Do we know how old the minor was?
I don't think it matters. She's a minor. And I think there's multiple others, too. At least two other girls have come forward
since.
Age of consent in Dominican Republic is 18, just like the States.
So they were under 18 at least.
Yes, they were under 18.
Wow.
Yeah, bad guy. Just, yeah. Wow. It's crazy.
Threw it all away for what?
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to not say what it was.
Does the MLB not keep you busy enough to not keep out of trouble
I have
that?
a feeling it's just when he, whenever he gets back to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
He just has some inclination to hang out with these girls. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I feel really bad for the victims of this because, some people act when it's something like this where, they were clearly in a relationship.
Yeah.
That it's a victimless crime. It's not.
No.
There had to have been some kind of disconnect here where an adult was talking to a child and they were in a relationship. There's a disconnect there.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
sure.
Wander Franco, piece of shit. I guess we'll move on. In much better news, Michael Kopech threw an immaculate inning.
Oh, wow.
For the save as well, which is absurd. Throwing an immaculate inning in a save opportunity is crazy. And it is the 115th immaculate inning in MLB history.
Good for Michael Kopech.
Yeah, not something you can just it just happens. You don't just have an immaculate inning happen.
Yeah.
So, shout out Michael Kopech because that is a super tough task. As well, the other day, AJ Minter threw a 3-pitch inning.
Whoa.
Which was pretty cool. And I think that was also, it wasn't for a save, but it was in the bottom of the ninth, which was pretty cool as well to see that happen for, to end the game.
Awesome.
A 3-pitch inning is very entertaining.
Is Michael Kopech not a starter anymore?
No. He's a reliever / I think he's now become their closer for the White Sox.
Wow.
Which, not exactly, no, Garrett Crochet is a starter now. Yeah, they kind of swapped.
Oh, so Garrett
roles.
Crochet's now a starter, too.
Yeah, and he's an all-star.
Oh, wow.
He's an all-star start.
Well, I know he can throw hard.
Yeah.
And he's a lefty, so he's already top first percentile.
Yeah, I'd probably say he's number 5 in the AL for me for starting pitchers right now.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah, he's been really good. I'm glad to see Garrett Crochet start working out because at first it just seemed this guy throws hard, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's definitely turning around. The same goes for Michael Kopech because that was what we talked about with him when he first came up was he throws really hard, but
that's it.
Yeah, and he got Tommy John early on, so that definitely changed his trajectory. Speaking of bad trajectories, the Blue Jays have been on one all year. But It seems like nobody can stay healthy on that team. Bo Bichette got hurt
Yeah.
the other day. I think it was yesterday. Just got pulled out of the game. Nobody really knew what happened. I don't know what the injury was. But also, like, they're so bad that their third base coach got hurt.
What?
He hurt his knee.
Doing what?
Just standing there, I guess. I don't know. I guess he was moving around too much, and he literally said, like, I felt my knee, like, pop, and he left the game. The third base coach got subbed out. The Blue Jays couldn't possibly be worse.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where nobody else can get injured, so they have to injure the coaches.
They put Vladdy at third base coach and moved someone else to first.
He'd probably find a way to get hurt there.
Yeah.
Either find a way to get hurt there or strike out from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just was a jarring thing to see on Twitter. That the Blue Jays third base coach got injured during a game and got subbed out.
That's what happens when you put a franchise in Canada.
Yeah, I guess. But also, like, put one in Montreal again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care that they couldn't support it. Or maybe Vancouver. Vancouver would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Edmonton.
Yeah, Mariners would kind of ruin Vancouver, though. You're right. I don't know. Put one in fucking Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Put it wherever the fuck you want. Or just, like I've said for quite a while now, Puerto Rico is the place to put an MLB franchise, I think.
Yes.
Especially because you don't need a passport. All right. Next thing. Ethan pulled the Shohei Ohtani video. He stole a base and had a celebration, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
This was just as good as what Rafael Devers did the other day when he stole second and was getting the dirt out of his belt, and it just looked like he was doing this exact same thing, except his belt looked like a penis.
God, I love the docking in sports this summer.
What?
Jude Bellingham did it.
Yeah, I don't know if docking is the term to use.
I think that's what they call it in GTA.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, because
the GTA emote. Docking.
Some people might not have the same definition of docking. Yeah, Ethan's giving me a shaking head behind the camera. So, yes, I'm right about that. But, yeah, Shohei Ohtani just letting his nuts hang, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick. Yeah, Jude Bellingham doing it was funny.
Yeah.
Did you see the British report, like the British news guy, like he was on some morning talk show or whatever, where he was like, where FIFA's, like before, like the Switzerland game, there was talk that Jude might get suspended for doing that. And he was like, so like they were talking about all that, and he was like, where FIFA's like headquarters is? And they're like, where? And then he's like, Zurich, Switzerland. And like, they were like, oh, like that's kind of crazy and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, if they give him a 1-match ban, we should burn the place down. Like, you can't, like, certainly you can't say that on British TV.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say that on American TV.
No.
I feel like they're way more censored there.
Oh, wow.
Like, we have, we've had politicians shoot their brains out on American television.
That is true.
But also, like, you don't get away with a lot of things.
No.
But, yeah, I thought that was crazy. Back to baseball, though. The Cubs have 4 starters with a sub 3.1 ERA, and they're 5th in the division. How the fuck are they so bad?
Another team I was so high on that's just not.
Same. Me, you, and
happening.
Colin all picked them to win this division.
Oh, wow. I didn't know Colin did.
Yeah. Me, you, and Colin, because it was one of those few times where Colin hopped on a Thursday episode with us.
Oh,
and we did, or maybe, because we did the AL prediction. So, no, you were there on a Sunday. That's what it was. You were there for a Sunday episode.
Why?
I don't know, but we did our our NL Central predictions, which me and Colin were doing on Sundays. But
we all had the Cubs.
Yeah, we all picked the Cubs, and like I think I said they could have it locked up by August.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Man.
Yeah, they're just insanely bad.
Yeah,
it doesn't help that not Yamamoto, but Imanaga just kind of like has fallen off a little bit. Unfortunately.
Finally, I mean, shit.
Yeah, finally.
Still had a crazy year.
Still waiting for Paul Skeens to fall off. That's might not happen ever. I'm kind of afraid that might be the case. Yesterday, Nick Pivetta struck out 8 consecutive batters.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
Old Nick Pivetta.
Yeah,
the dinosaur.
He actually tied the team record for the Red Sox that he set himself on May 30th of this year. He
What?
did this on May 30th, and we had no idea. And he set the franchise record for most consecutive batters struck out, and then just decided to tie it again.
Out of
a month and a
everybody
half
in
later.
that franchise, Nick.
Yeah.
God.
You got to think Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez, like the names that have pitched for the Red Sox, and Nick Pivetta sitting atop the most consecutive strikeouts.
Even that didn't that Lackey guy have a good
John Lackey was very good
with the Boston Red Sox too? Yeah.
It's kind of mean that you said that Lackey guy.
Well, he wasn't good for very long, I remember, though, right?
Nah, no, probably not. No, but like John Lester was on that team.
Oh,
Chris
John
Sale.
Lester. And, yeah.
Chris Sale was very good, and we're actually about to talk about him. Yeah, Chris Sale was super good for that team. Like plenty of extremely talented pitchers have pitched for the Red Sox, and Nick Pivetta is
right there.
Yeah, on the leaderboards. Let's talk about Chris Sale though. Obviously, been amazing. Probably going to be the all-star starter right now, as it looks for the NL. He struck out 9 batters the other day, and if he would have gotten 10, he would have passed Steve Carlton in 10 strikeout games in a career.
Wow.
He is currently that would have been his 85th
Damn.
strikeout. But he remains tied for 8th on the all-time leaderboard with 84 10 strikeout games. Crazy thing about that, though, is that Steve Carlton was like neck and neck with Nolan Ryan for quite a bit for most career strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys were like neck and neck for a long time. Steve Carlton is now 4th all-time in strikeouts. He played 24 years and started 709 games.
Jesus.
Okay. Chris Sale's first 2 seasons of his career, he came out of the bullpen where he didn't record a single 10 strikeout game.
Yeah.
He also has had 3 seasons with less than 10 starts due to injury just since 2020.
Yeah.
And he's only made 280 career starts, and he has the exact same amount of 10 strikeout games as the 4th most strikeouts in MLB history.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. And also in his last 6 starts, he has yielded 2 or fewer runs. Chris Sale has just been amazing.
Yeah, love Chris Sale.
Yeah, I saw recently MLB.com put him up to number 1 in NL Cy Young.
Good.
Yeah, it's kind of insane that he's the guy that has emerged from the Braves. Like, you had Strider go down early.
Mm-hmm.
Fried had some early struggles. He's finally bouncing back. But Chris Sale has just been there the whole time. And Reynaldo Lopez has also been amazing. He's also an all-star.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane that those are the 2 guys that have really stepped up.
Chris Sale ended up like kind of on the perfect team. Yeah, it was good for him, I think, after all the adversity he's battled recently to go to like a little bit of like a smaller market team, but also a team that's like very player friendly.
Yeah, I don't like calling the Braves a smaller market team. They're like the 8th biggest market in MLB.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and also fan base wise, it's huge because of national attention.
Yeah.
But
I'll take it back.
Yeah. No, I'm just putting it out there because people often try and say that Atlanta's like a small market city for sports in general, but for baseball in particular, we're just not.
That's fair.
And so a lot of people try to use that as like a retort when we're like, oh, well, like when fans of the Braves are like, oh, they're a small market team.
Yeah.
And then like some dumb fucking Mets fan is like, no, you're not. You're the 8th biggest. And it's like, dude, you have $1 billion owner. Like multiple $1 billion, and he has the highest payroll in the MLB. And what does that get you? Nothing.
Mediocre.
You guys literally are like the epitome of
Grimace.
average. They're literally like, I'm pretty sure they're like 43 and 43 or some shit, and they've like allowed the exact, like they probably have an equal run differential right now. Wow, that's not what billions of dollars should be getting you.
Yeah.
Also,
not
you that
Grimace.
much.
Should not get you Grimace.
Oh, sorry, 40. Yeah, 45 and 45. And, oh, sorry, I couldn't see that. Yeah, 46 and 45. Congrats, you're above 500. You fucking lame bitches. All right, we'll talk about you guys later. Colt Keith, killing it in July already. 419 average, a 935 slugging, a 1406 OPS, 13 hits. We're only 11 days into the month. 13 hits, 8 RBIs, 4 home runs, and an 8-game hitting streak.
Wow.
Yeah, Colt Keith, who started off real slow in his rookie campaign this year, has been lighting it up for the Tigers.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely love Colt Keith. I kind of was hesitant to believe there early on, but he's definitely turned things around, and he looks phenomenal. Let's keep talking, though, about NL Central teams. We talked about how the Cubs are underperforming. The Cardinals are somehow overperforming. They're 48 and 42, and they easily have the NL's second wild card spot. They also have a negative 33 run differential.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. Like, Ethan, can you pull up the wild card standings in the National League? Because, like, the Braves are obviously the number 1 wild card spot. I genuinely don't understand how the Cardinals are 48 and 42 in the first place, because I don't like their pitching staff. I know they made a. Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it, but I genuinely don't understand. Oh, okay. The NL's here at the bottom. Okay, so right now your division leaders are the Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers. The Braves have the first wild card spot. The Cardinals have the second, which it says they have it handedly. They're a game ahead of the Padres and a game and a half ahead of the Mets. So not really handedly, but also they're 48 and 44 now. So they've lost 2 games since this stat. Which means their run differential is worse now, which is negative 38. There is literally 3 teams with a positive run differential below them. Actually, there's 4 because the Reds have a plus 25, and they're 44 and 49. They're literally in the same fucking division. That's insane.
Christ.
Also, I guess shout out the Cubs because they haven't moved out of last place in their division since I wrote down that stat. But whatever. Literally, the Pirates, Cubs, and Reds are like the exact same team. They all have 44 wins. The Pirates just happen to have not played another game to lose. Oh, they're actually playing right now. The Pirates are. So they'll probably lose to Milwaukee, if I had to guess. Oh, never mind. Skeens is on the mound. And, it's only the bottom of the first. Whatever. I was about to say he's got a no-hitter, but, well, he does. It's just the end of the first inning. But, yeah, the Cardinals, I don't know how they're doing what they are because I don't like their pitching staff. I know they made signings like Sonny Gray, who hasn't been stellar, and Lance Lynn, who absolutely fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Amongst others.
Who's the guy that's been there forever? The Greek guy?
Miles Michaelis?
Yes.
He sucks too.
I thought he had decent games this season.
He's had a couple. That's just what he does, though.
He's
He's a good, like...
average.
Yeah, he's a good, 14-win guy, I'd say. Yeah, he gets, he'll have, a good start or 2 every year, and he'll, consistently win you, 14 games, lose you, 6 to 8. And that's just what he does.
Yeah. He's played for a while for them, too,
he's
right?
Played for them for a while.
Yeah.
I think he's only been with them, to my recollection. It's not a big deal. Okay, fair enough. The Twins continue their 28-game home run streak.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. Getting real close to the Yankees, who have the record from 2019 of 31 games. But they extended the streak because Brooks Lee hit his second career home run, which he hit off of his college teammate and roommate, Drew Thorpe. That's insane.
Wow.
That you even see that matchup, let alone he hits the home run and it extends this historic streak. And then literally right after that, Carlos Correa goes back-to-back with him.
Wow. What inning was that in?
Pretty insane. I don't know which inning that was, but it's pretty cool that Brooks Lee hit it off of his college roommate.
Yeah.
Michaelis does have an interesting career. Please enlighten us, Ethan.
So,
oh, nice. Just break my mic mount. It's whatever.
So he made his debut in 2012 with the Padres, played there for 2 years. Then played with the Rangers for a year in 2014. But then from 2015 to 17, he played in Japan.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then he came back in 2018 for the Cardinals.
You mean to tell me that he's only been on the Cardinals since 2018?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He didn't even play all of 2020 because of injury. Well,
what
60
the
games.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's
I don't remember
crazy.
any of that. Who did he play for in Japan?
I'm gonna go with what is it? The Genshin Tigers? Is that the team? I think.
Imagine if you actually got this.
I know that's a team out there. I think Genshin Tigers.
Yomiuri Giants.
Fuck. That's
Really
the other
big
big one.
one.
Yeah. Or the what is it? The Oryx Buffaloes? Is that another one?
Something like that.
Bay Stars, baby.
Yeah, Bay Stars.
Yokohama. All right, let's move on though from the Twins thing and Miles Michaelis. Ethan, pull up the Mets fan feeding his Chihuahua a hot dog. I just thought this was kind of silly. Yeah, I hate Chihuahuas. I think they're the grossest looking animal.
Look at his gold chain.
He is munching that dog, which I would call cannibalism, personally. Yeah. But yeah, that's what they do at Citi Field. They feed dogs hot dogs. You know what we do at Truist Park? We play baseball.
Yeah.
That's what we do at Truist Park.
What if it was Grimace?
And we win baseball games.
Grimace holding the dog, feeding it a hot dog.
All right, then I could get on board. Shout out gay icon Grimace.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'll refer to him for the remainder of my life. Is gay icon Grimace.
What was it? The Guardian that said that? Is that what it
yes,
was?
the Guardian wrote that. But yeah, that's what the Mets do. That's what they're good at. Feeding dogs hot dogs in the stands.
God.
You know what our fans do in the stands? They get drunk and they yell at Pete Alonso that he's fat. That's what they do. Yeah, Mets fans also do that to Pete Alonso. The end of last year, they were definitely doing that to Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
They are assholes.
I have absolutely despised the attention the Mets have gotten ever since dude threw his glove over the netting.
Yeah.
Ever since then, they've just been... Yeah.
They're trying to be the silliest team in the MLB.
Yeah.
Steve Cohen, the multi-billion-dollar owner
Of the silliest...
of a funhouse, exactly.
of a fucking circus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
man.
Brock was actually at Citi Field yesterday. He said it's too windy. That was his review.
Okay.
Said it was a nice stadium.
I have heard it's nice.
I think it looks weird. I think it's too vertical because it's in a city.
Had to go up and set it out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Fair.
a problem. All right. Last thing for me, Prague Baseball Week just happened in, obviously, Prague, Czechia.
Yes.
And it's an international baseball tournament. It's got like 12 teams, I think. Europe and Asia. Japan won it. Obviously, it's not like good teams because nobody's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave my MLB or my NPB team and go play in this tournament. No.
Yeah.
So Tokyo beat Chinese Taipei, which I still don't understand why we don't just call them Taiwan. But in all international competition, they are Chinese Taipei. Yeah, so Japan won. All I really care about, though, is the Greek team because it's got two guys that I went to high school with. Technically.
Wow.
One of them I had a class with. The other one, his younger brother, actually. So they're brothers.
Yeah.
Nicholas and Dimitri Angelakos. Ethan could probably talk a little bit more about Dimitri and how good he is, but I'll talk about Nick real quick. He was a pitcher. They are both I think they were born in Greece or their parents are directly from Greece. Yeah, I know their family is definitely very Greek. But yeah, Nick actually got to come into a game on pitch, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. Pretty sick. Also, I would like to point out that I guess all the games in Prague Baseball Week are 6 innings. Very interesting. But yeah, Nick got the chance to come in. He pitched an inning, got 2 strikeouts, which is awesome. Dimitri, who is a pitcher and is actually going to Georgia Tech to pitch, started every game playing first base or outfield, which is weird. Didn't get to pitch at all, but he started in every game, which is pretty cool.
Dimitri is an insane two-way player.
Yeah. Yeah, and he also plays
he's-
basketball. He was the
he's
region
also-
player of the year.
Yeah,
in
region
basketball.
player of the year for basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out.
Absolute dog.
Yeah, super cool to see this.
Dang.
Yeah.
What's with these Greek baseball players in Georgia? Nick Markakis,
Oh, that's true.
another
Yeah.
Georgia guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think
Another
Miles Michaels
Woodstock
is-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, I
It's
thought that was
insane.
super cool to see.
I
So
love
shout
that.
out Nick and Dimitri. That's
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
shout
I
out.
had Nick, fun fact, has a photographic memory.
Really?
Yeah, I took AP Physics C Mechanics with him. He was much better at it than me. I
Nice.
fucking hate torque. Only Jared's going to understand that reference. That's all that matters, though.
Yeah.
It's just the reason that I failed the AP exam, but it's cool. All right. What you got for the MLB recap?
I actually have a bunch of stuff here.
Please.
I think I first want to start out with aside from docking, Shohei Ohtani throwing pregame in
Yeah.
Philly.
Once again, please
Great.
use a different term. I'm not going to explain why. Somebody else can tell you, but I'm not using that word.
Ohtani throwing pregame in Philly was pretty cool. He
Yeah.
was warming up, pitching, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I have. I haven't been on the podcast in a while, so
That's true.
there is a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff. I have a lot of Yankees facts. One of them is how good Rafael Devers is good, or how good he is against the Yankees. Sorry,
Yes.
I had a little bit
He's
of a moment
insanely
there.
good against them.
Yeah, he has 28 career homes versus the Yankees. 16 of them have happened in the Bronx, and in his last 10 games against the Yankees, he's hit 7 home runs.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit a fucking moonshot off
He
Garrett Cole.
also
Stared him the fuck down.
Yeah, he also is statistically the best hitter against Garrett Cole.
Yeah. Yeah, he.
As
I don't
well.
know why, but he just suns Garrett Cole. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yankees most seasons with 20-plus saves, Mariano Rivera, Aroldis Chapman, and now Clay Holmes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mariano Rivera has like...
Yeah, he kind of took up like the entire history.
Yeah, he has like
Doing that?
9 more than second place does,
Yeah.
which is, expected. As of 2 days ago, the Yankees have lost 17 of 23 games, which is really interesting because in their last 2 seasons, they've had a stretch where they've been 6-17. That never happened, or only happened 2 times, from 1992 to 2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How
What a fall from grace.
about Ben Rice?
Dude, that man's a dog.
Holy
Me
shit.
and Colin talked about him.
Oh, you already talked about it. Well, did you mention that he hit over 1,200 feet of home runs
I did
against
not.
that game or
I did
against
not
the Red Sox?
mention that number.
He joins a very small list of Yankees that have hit 3+ home runs and 7+ RBIs in a game. It's Ben Rice, A-Rod in 2005,
Mhm.
Tino Martinez in 97, Paul O'Neill in 95, Mike Stanley, who I've never heard of, also in 95,
Yep.
and Lou Gehrig in 1930.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not a lot of guys there.
Pretty cool when you're on a list with a guy that's got his own disease.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. What? That was. Well, it's not his own disease, I guess, but it's certainly nicknamed after him.
Yeah. No one calls it anything other than Lou Gehrig's disease.
Nah, nobody's ever called it
No,
ALS.
nah, not ALS.
It's not like they have an ice bucket challenge.
On June 30th, Aroldis Chapman became the all-time leader in strikeouts by a left-handed reliever. He beat out Billy Wagner.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is
I actually
really
just
cool.
saw something about Billy Wagner and talking about why he retired when he did. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really read into it. I just saw that he was like talking about like I just didn't have any more gas in the tank. Which
What's very Aroldis Chapman is that this happened on a 303 mile an hour. Wait, 303.
No,
mile an hour
definitely
pitch.
not.
It wasn't 300 miles an hour. It was 103 miles an hour.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he's still throwing gas.
Yeah.
So love to see that.
Yeah, I think you do need to be a little bit more specific when you're talking about it being a very Aroldis Chapman thing to do.
Yeah, that
Some
is
questionable
true.
actions in the past.
He does like to do non-baseball related things that are
Correct.
not that great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my last thing that I have is Yankees with 80+ RBI before July. Babe Ruth, 1926. Lou Gehrig, 1927. Lou Gehrig again in 1930. And then Aaron Judge this season.
Wow, big gap.
Yeah, almost 100 years.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. I still refuse to believe that Babe Ruth maybe even existed.
Yeah. No, it's
I think they
also
just
fair.
like some dude just like wrote his numbers into a box score every. Yeah. No, he just like replaced him like somebody with somebody else, and they just like called him Babe Ruth, and they just put in whatever fucking numbers they wanted to.
Yeah.
Also, ground rule doubles counted as home runs.
Very
So,
true. Mad Max's paycheck this year is wild.
oh yeah, I know.
$15 million from the Nationals, almost $31 million from the Mets, and then just a casual 12.5 from the team he's actually on.
Yeah, that he's not playing for yet.
Yeah.
Still,
That's still not
to
playing
start.
for yet. But yeah, he's just collecting it off all these teams.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Max.
$31 million from the Mets. What a
Yeah,
fucking joke.
yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
But that's all my baseball news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to keep it with baseball for a couple minutes and talk a little bit about the MLB draft. Mainly just go through like the draft order, talk about some names to look for, some cool talent, all that kind of stuff, and then maybe talk a little bit about like the draft and kind of what it means going forward for some of these guys.
Perfect.
All right, we'll start with talking a little bit about the draft order. We've got the Guardians with the first overall pick. Got the Reds with the second pick, the Rockies at 3, the A's at 4, White Sox at 5. Kind of your, usual suspects. The Kansas City Royals at 6, the Cardinals at 7, the Angels at 8, the Pirates at 9. So they still have some high picks to go, which looks pretty good for the Pirates considering their last one is an all-star.
Yeah.
The Washington Nationals at 10, the Tigers at 11, the Boston Red Sox at 12, the San Francisco Giants at 13, Cubs at 14, Mariners at 15, Marlins at 16. Then you got the Brewers, Rays, Mets, Blue Jays, Twins, Orioles, Dodgers, Braves. Very weird to see those two in the 20s. Typically they're in the 30s. And then the Padres, or you know what I mean. They're 30. Well, okay, they've been there once. Maybe. I don't even know if they had the 30th pick that year. Yeah, Padres, Yankees, Phillies, Astros, Diamondbacks, Rangers. And then I think there's two conceptory, I don't know. No, it's prospect promotion incentive picks, which I've always thought is a weird thing. So I guess if you bring up like a certain amount of top prospects or like a prospect you bring up wins rookie of the year, you just get a pick, which is kind of awesome. So the Diamondbacks and Orioles will be making the 31st and 32nd pick because of that. The Twins get a compensation pick for the Sonny Gray, for him leaving and going to the Cardinals. And then there's like some competitive balance things, and then the second round happens at 40. So literally 10 extra picks happen. I don't understand how that works. Don't ask me how it works. Don't even ask me how to figure out how it works. I'm not going to figure it out. I don't care. All I know is that there's a lot of weird, small markets, small revenues, whatever. I don't know.
Nobody's smaller than Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's got a smaller payroll than I think the Guardians. I think the Guardians or the Athletics have the smallest. But yeah. What? Yeah, I know. It is odd that the Athletics aren't there, but it's probably just because the MLB hates them right now. All right. Well, yeah. So that's kind of the draft order. Those are the the early picks at least. And honestly, it doesn't matter after that. Like nobody's really paying attention to the order of the draft after the first round. But I do have a couple of names that I'll go through. We'll start with some of the college guys that are coming out that are kind of the interesting ones to look at. So kind of for your top guys, the top 4 or so could go number 1 is kind of the conversations that are being had. So Travis Bazana out of Oregon State. He's a second baseman, actually from Sydney, Australia.
Cool.
Jack Caglione. That's how you say it, right? Okay. Jack Caglione. He's a first baseman and left-handed pitcher. He technically is a two-way player out of Florida. His future is most definitely at first base. He's a good left-handed pitcher. Don't get me wrong. Way better hitter. Like way better hitter than anything. And then you've got J.J. Weatherholt from West Virginia. He's a shortstop, kind of your prototypical shortstop that comes through the pipeline here, like out of college, all that stuff. Like it's very much like the archetype of these guys that come through. Like he's just like all of them, but he definitely jumped up a lot in the college baseball postseason. Charlie Condon, who I think everybody's kind of aware of now. The outfielder out of Georgia, broke the home run record this year. Just been an absolute dog out of the Walker School as well.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, coming out of Georgia, he's kind of another one that's certainly floated around the conversation as a number 1. But there's really no telling because it's hard to say like, oh man, the Guardians are going to go with this guy because they really need this dude. Well, it's like, nah, they need him in 3 years.
Yeah.
So who knows? But any of those guys are probably more likely to be first overall picks. It doesn't look like a pitcher's going to go first overall. If it does happen to be a pitcher that goes first overall, it's kind of between 2 guys, which is Chase Burns, the right-handed pitcher out of Wake Forest, and Hagen Smith, the left-handed pitcher out of Arkansas. Those are kind of the top. And then the other just interesting talent that I want to bring up, he's probably like a top 45 guy, maybe going to be the first round. I've even seen it floating around. Maybe the Braves pick him up in the first round. It is Jurangelo Sinja is how you say that last name. It's Cijntje.
What nationality is that?
I don't know. Ethan, if you would like to find that, please do. But he is a switch pitcher and a switch hitter.
Whoa.
He doesn't really hit. He's really just a pitcher, but he is a switch pitcher and has like the adaptable glove.
Oh, cool.
He's from the Netherlands. Interesting.
Wow.
He's probably from like Suriname, if I had to guess. But yeah, Jurangelo Sinja. Oh, Curacao. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, either of those countries are like all of the Netherlands players in anything. Yeah, he's a very interesting prospect. He came from Mississippi State. But yeah, he's very fun to watch for sure.
Awesome.
On the high school side, names to know, you got Bryce Rayner, shortstop / right-handed pitcher out of literally the baseball school, Harvard Westlake in California.
Mm-hmm.
That is where obviously the lethal rotation that was there all at one time of Max Fried, Jack Flaherty, and Lucas Giolito.
Jesus,
all three of them at once.
As high schoolers.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
and as high schoolers, they were just nasty, probably.
Yeah. Harvard Westlake is perennially like a top 10 team. They weren't the best team in California, though, this year. That would go to Corona High School, who has a shitload of very good players coming out of it. They were actually, I think, wire to wire #1 in some people's rankings.
Wow.
It's kind of insane. But yeah, Harvard Westlake definitely just a farm of huge like draft prospects straight out of high school. Yeah, Bryce Rayner, just another one of them. Connor Griffin, outfielder from Jackson Prep High School in Mississippi, just a fucking all-around dog. He just does everything so well. He was the Prep Baseball Player of the Year. He kills it. Everything he does, hitting, defense, just ridiculous. Cam Caminiti is awesome to watch. He's a left-handed pitcher. Saguaro High School in Arizona. Just, once again, a really fun guy to watch play. Seeing talented left-handed pitching at a young age is kind of hard to find, and he's definitely one of the big ones. Wyatt Sanford, the shortstop out of Independence High School in Texas. Very similar to what I said about J.J. Weatherholt. He is the prototypical shortstop. And Carter Johnson is also a shortstop out of Oxford High School in Alabama. He's super good. I really like watching him play. He's a very fun one to watch. Super good defense, but the bat is just unbelievable. And speaking of unbelievable bats, the last name I put here, he's not really like a top guy, probably more looking to slip into like second round, maybe third round, is PJ Morlando. He's an outfielder out of Somerville High School in South Carolina. He notably hits the fuck out of baseballs. That's what he does. And PJ Morlando is ridiculous. Like, some of the home runs that I've watched this man hit are genuinely like breathtaking. It's crazy what he's able to do. But those are kind of the big names that I had written down. Ethan, do you have like a mock draft that we can take a look at real quick just to get an idea of where some guys might go? Obviously, there's numerous other guys. Like, I didn't even put Braden Montgomery in that list of players. He's coming out of Texas A&M. He's really good. But we've got a mock draft here from Prep Baseball from back in May, so it doesn't account for everything. But what? I thought you did pull up another one, but we can just we'll run off this one right now. This one has the Guardians taking Travis Bazzana, which once again I saw people talking about this, saying that he's going to go #1. They're like, what about Cesar Hernandez? He's a really good second baseman. Bro, it's not the point. He's not going to play next week. Okay. But yeah, you got to remember this for the future. The Reds taking Jack Caglione. Once again, he's just like an entertaining prospect, and he would just fit right in with the rest of their entertaining prospects. So that would be a really cool fit. And then Charlie Condon just hits the shit out of the ball, so going to Colorado would make sense. It's just that is eternal hell to play for the Rockies. The Oakland Athletics taking Braden Montgomery, not a bad idea at all. Another just really good outfielder. The White Sox with Hagen Smith, I think, would be awesome. I think all the White Sox need to do is just keep drafting pitching. Because you can sign hitters. You can't just walk upon good pitching. So if you draft a guy like Hagen Smith or Chase Burns, either one of them, you're in for some good stuff. And then, of course, right after him, Kansas City Royals would take Chase Burns. Love that. Cardinals taking Bryce Rayner, who, like I said, is just probably easily the #1 high school guy to go for, if not Connor Griffin. If you want an infielder, it's Rayner. If you want an outfielder, it's Connor Griffin. He's a Texas commit as well. But, yeah, he's obviously not going to Texas. Nick Kurtz. Got to say that one slowly. I'm just putting it out there. You have to. And, I've talked to people, and they've said you have to say that one slowly. The Los Angeles Angels would be taking him out of Wake Forest. Pittsburgh Pirates, J.J. Weatherholt, love that pick. West Virginia guy going to Pittsburgh, very fitting. And he's from Pennsylvania as well. Nationals taking Connor Griffin. I would absolutely love that pick for them. Obviously, I hate the Nationals, but I would love that pick. What?
Number 12 it has a guy from Athens Christian?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, Seaver King's very good.
Wow.
We kind of just skipped over Billy Amick from Tennessee. He is awesome as well. He would be heading to the Tigers. And he actually went to P27 Academy, which is a really cool place. Actually, I got to interview a kid that plays for them. His name is escaping me. Fuck. What was his name? I interviewed him just a couple of weeks ago at the National Program Invitational. Skylar Hegler plays for P27 Academy, and it's literally a sports academy. It's a baseball academy.
That's cool.
That's his high school, which is kind of cool. Really cool. So, yeah, Billy Amick, a fantastic player for Tennessee. The Boston Red Sox, like you said, Seaver King, the outfielder for Wake Forest, went to Athens Christian High School. Fantastic player as well. You got guys like Trey Savage, Vance Honeycutt, both of them big deals that you'll be looking at. Carter Johnson, guy that I talked about coming out of the Alabama out of high school, going to the Mariners, I think would be very cool for them. James Tibbs, a Pope guy, so he's local here, and he's a Florida State guy. I love him. So I don't care where he ends up as long as he gets to the league. And then, yeah, the list goes on and on. I don't really need to talk about a whole one, but the Braves, they do have taking Ryan Sloan here, which I don't hate at all. He's a high school guy coming out of he's committed to Wake Forest. He's coming out of Illinois. Don't hate that at all. The Yankees, it's got them going with Christian Moore, who's kind of a utility infield guy right now. Probably would more settle in at some point, maybe more in the corners. But, yeah, he's coming out of Tennessee. He's also another really good one. So you would have something pretty nice coming your way if that was the case. But, yeah, that's all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to give it a little bit of attention because that's going to be on Sunday.
Perfect.
And, I believe the draft will have we'll at least be a little bit into it when me and Colin record on Sunday. So we'll be able to talk at least about the top couple of picks before we preview the All-Star game and the Home Run Derby on Monday's episode.
Man,
so make sure you guys tune into Monday's episode for that. But that is going to end the baseball stuff, and we will get into the AFC West preview. Damn, I'm excited. Like I've been waiting for this, man. It really snuck up on me. I got to be honest. These previews snuck up on me real quick, but I was just fortunate enough that on Monday when I was trying to get prepared for this episode, I was like, you know what, I need to make sure that we're not getting too close because I was really trying to see where I need to be at for college football because I knew it started sooner. I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll check when is the season opener for the NFL and how many weeks do we need to get through all 8 divisions?
Yeah,
this week is where we had to start to get through all 8 divisions.
Wow.
So super lucky timing on my part. But if you didn't see these last year, what we do is we go by division. We decide our predictions for the standings. We choose a dark horse to win the division. We have Offensive Player of the Year nominees for the division, Defensive Player of the Year, which is kind of a change because we used to do MVP and then defense, but we're just splitting it up, offense and defense. And then we have Rookie of the Year, either offense or defense from the division, and then surprise players to watch. So super fun to go through these, kind of a good way to warm up, kind of see. Definitely a good way to see, oh, this guy moved here and I forgot about that, or things of that nature. So that's going to be a nice thing about these previews, but we'll be having one every single week. So we'll go in the AFC, we'll go West, South, North, East, and then we'll start the NFC, do the same order, West, South, North, East.
Perfect.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah, we got a lot to do, and let's just go ahead and get into it because we're already an hour into this episode. And let's start with our standings predictions. I'll let you go first.
You mean to go 4-1, 1-4?
It's all you.
I'll go 4-1.
Okay.
Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs.
Yeah, fair enough.
You probably have the same thing.
I've got Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs.
Oh,
I just think the Raiders are going to be really bad because of quarterback play.
Yeah.
I almost trust Bo Nix more than the combination of Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
Really?
And how just bad it has seemed all offseason there. Because I'm at least hearing good things out of Broncos camp.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single good thing out of Raiders camp. Only bad things, actually.
I don't know. Gardner Minshew can do it.
He can do it. I'm just
I don't think Bo Nix can.
I think it depends on the staff and everything that he's got.
Yeah.
Which I think Antonio Pierce is a good head coach, but as like a spiritual leader, I don't know anything about his assistants.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll have to see what they can do with that. But if they have Aiden O'Connell starting,
they're
going to be so bad to start.
For sure.
So yeah, that's why I had the Raiders last. But Chargers, like I'm not gonna fuck around and do this. I'm not playing this game this year. I'm not gonna buy in yet. I will defend Justin Herbert to the grave. I've already said that.
Man.
But I'm not buying in on the team as a whole because of the coaching change. I already shouldn't have bought in on them last year because I literally said they were going to win the division, and then I turned around and said I think Brandon Staley should get fired literally in the same day. So
yeah,
I'm not going to do that this year. I think Harbaugh is going to be a breath of fresh air for the franchise. I think him and Herbert together is going to look really good. And because, we saw what Harbaugh did with a shit quarterback in J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. So a great quarterback like Justin Herbert, he's definitely got a chance to do something amazing. He went out and he got receivers. They're there. Lad McConkey's there. That's the receiver they got. He replaced running backs with just kind of good running backs. Not Austin Eckler.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah,
Gus
J.K. Dobbins and
Edwards.
Gus Edwards are a very good unit, and they worked well together with the Ravens. It's just J.K. couldn't stay on the field. Yes, Ethan, I know a Georgia player got arrested for reckless driving, as they do. Sorry, 2 of them. It's just almost part of the program now, like every month at least.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for that update. Yeah, I had seen it a few hours ago. But yeah, that's just what happens at the University of Georgia. But yeah, with the Chargers, I'm not totally buying in, but I still love the defense, so I still trust them there. The Chiefs, I'm not going to lowball them again. I don't think they got better after this last Super Bowl, but I didn't think the same thing last year.
Yeah.
And then they still won the Super Bowl. But I genuinely don't think they got any better. I think they kind of stayed very similar, which is not normal. I think maybe they got worse on defense because they lost L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah.
But overall, I definitely don't think they got better from that Super Bowl.
I think Xavier Worthy makes a world's difference being on this team.
I don't know if he's enough.
I don't know. Rashi Rice can only get better. He's going to be a dog.
That's true. I agree.
And when he comes off suspension, they're going to be amazing.
That's the problem. You're essentially thrusting Xavier Worthy into being the wide receiver 1 when he is a full on slot receiver.
Yeah.
For what, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks? I can't remember how long the suspension is, but that's big for the start of the season. Especially because if it doesn't start off perfect for Worthy, that could totally throw off the rest of the season.
That's a good point. You still got Pacheco to lean on.
Yeah,
still got Travis Kelce to lean on. Still got a pretty good defense. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad defense. I just think that the secondary is going to be lacking because Trent McDuffie's still going to stay as a nickel.
Yeah.
And so you're 8-game suspension for Rashi Rice? Oh. Has he not gotten one yet?
He definitely has.
Or were they talking about potentially adding on to it because of the other incident that happened? I don't remember what. It doesn't matter. He's going to have a suspension for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to negatively affect Xavier Worthy, most likely. Obviously, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes are going to do their thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lowball them and say they're not going to win this division because they're obviously going to win this division.
Yeah.
But, don't expect 15 wins.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah. I have a feeling we'll probably just see something similar to last year where it was like, oh, this team doesn't really look that good all regular season.
And
but they win.
The AFC championship.
Yeah, and then they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have a feeling that'll probably be the same thing.
Full season of Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm looking forward to that.
17 games.
All right.
17 weeks.
Dark horse to win the division.
I'm going with the Raiders because I'm personally high on the Gardner Minshew, and I'm excited for Zamir White as well.
Yeah,
I like the fact that they added Christian Wilkins, and drafted guys like Brock Bowers on top of already having like Michael Mayer.
Yep.
And honestly, I think even as a Steelers fan, it's tough for me to say. I think Mad Max could be on his way to being like the best edge rusher in the league next year, especially with Christian Wilkins being there. I think the defense is going to be a lot better. And going back to Gardner Minshew, he's proven that he can win games. and he
Yes.
has Devontae Adams, has Brock Bowers, has Michael Mayer, they're going to be fine. They're going to be a lot better than what people realize.
I don't think so. The defense is fucking abysmal outside of Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins.
That is
It
true.
is so fucking bad. We talked about
Robert
how
Spillane,
much,
baby.
dude. We talked about how much they needed to fix that secondary. This time last year, we were talking about how bad that secondary was going to be.
Yeah.
And they still didn't fix it between trade deadline last year, draft, free agency. None of it. They didn't fix fucking anything in that secondary.
I think they're just going all out pass rush.
But that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in the NFL that we play in right now. You can't just get away with that. And so I simply cannot believe in the Raiders at all. And my dark horse to win in this division is nobody. It's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are winning this division. No ifs, ands, or buts. Nobody else is even in the conversation. They'll probably win this division by 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I guess I kind of meant, when I was writing down Raiders for dark horse, I just meant someone to make waves in the division.
Maybe, yeah.
And that's why I went with the Raiders.
Yeah. The Broncos are just so average. They're going to be so 8 and 9.
I think the Broncos are a lock for being worse than the Raiders.
Really? Because
Yes.
I see the Broncos as like 8 and 9 to 6 and 11.
Yeah.
I see the
Something
Raiders
like
as a
that.
5 to 6 win team.
Nah, I think they can get more.
All right, we'll see.
I could see the Raiders
We'll
going
see.
over 500.
That's crazy.
But like by barely. At 9 and 8 at the most.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But
I don't know about that. I don't believe in the system right now.
dude, I'm just buying in on
but
Gardner Minshew because there's been
that's
so many
crazy.
times where I'm like, this isn't going to happen. Like with when Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson got hurt with the
Yeah.
Colts, and they just figured out a way.
Yeah, I think the Colts just had a much better system going. Like they had a good young head coach that I already believed in prior, and then they had a really good defense led by very good like star players. And then
Zach Moss stepping
and then
up.
you had Zach Moss step up, and then Jonathan Taylor came back and got things rolling there. And like you had obviously the Raiders do have a good receiver core compared to what the Colts had last year, so it's like almost similar because the Colts probably have better like 2 and 3 than the Raiders have this year.
Yeah.
But obviously Devontae Adams is better than Michael Pittman Jr. But I can see the comparisons. I just don't know if everything else works with Gardner. And also Aiden O'Connell does have some claim to being the starter of that team.
Yeah. For sure.
Unfortunately for them. All right, let's talk Offensive Player of the Year nominees. I don't think there's all that many.
Yeah, I have like a few.
Yeah, I have 4. I have Patrick Mahomes, duh. Travis Kelce, duh. That's it for the Chiefs personally because I don't think Rashi's going to play enough because of the suspension.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, Devontae Adams.
So when you were doing Offensive Player of the Year, you meant actual winners of the whole league Offensive Player
No,
of the Year?
I literally mean for this division. I
Oh.
don't think there's that many impact offensive players in this division.
Oh, I have a lot more than you do.
Okay.
I even put Rashawn Slater on this list, the tackle. Dude, he's a dog.
He is. Rashawn Slater
Love
is
him.
awesome.
Yeah, the Chargers are going to have a good offensive line next year. But I have Slater, Herbo, Adams, Mayer, Bowers, Kelsey, Pacheco, Mahomes, Rice, and Worthy. Nobody for the Broncos.
Yeah, no, I definitely was not going to put anybody for the
Absolutely
Broncos on the
nobody for that
offense
team.
because and I was almost hesitant to put Devontae Adams because that requires his quarterback to get 1,500 passing yards. And I don't know
Yeah.
if they're capable of that.
Oh, man.
So,
But
yeah, that's like I would love to put Brock Bowers or Michael Mayer in this conversation. I don't think they can have an offensive impact because the quarterback play is just not going to be good enough to sustain them and Devontae Adams playing well.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's my issue there.
It's a fair take. I know that I'm stretching here whenever I talk about the
That's fine.
Raiders, but yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I only had 4 offensive player of the years. Obviously, I think Herbert's going to be good, but I don't know if any particular player in his supporting cast is going to be better than others. I think Ladd could be really good,
Yeah.
and I would love to see Quentin Johnston take a big step forward. We'll see if that happens. I don't know, but I know for a fact that Justin Herbert looks really good in training camp. He's done really well in the past, and they've done things with this team to help him out.
Yeah.
Because, yes, Austin Eckler was a very good receiving running back. That's not exactly what Justin Herbert needs. He needs a running back that can get yards on the ground.
Yeah,
and
relieve
help
his
him
arm.
out. Yeah. And so they went out and got guys that can do that.
Yeah.
I need J.K. Dobbins to stay healthy, and I'll talk about that later.
How
but
many games has he even played in the NFL?
not enough. That's for sure. Not enough. But let's talk defensive players real quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chris Jones, I think, is, I would say, the headliner of this division.
He was the first player I
Okay,
wrote down.
cool. Me too. And then really close behind him is Derwin.
Over Mad Max and Wilkins?
I think Mad Max is super close.
Okay.
I don't think Christian Wilkins is exactly in the conversation with those three.
Okay.
I think that for me, like, I know that sacks are like the number when it comes to defensive player of the year recently.
Yeah.
So Max Crosby probably has more of an edge when it comes to like the overall thing. I just think what Derwin can do on the field is like the flashy stuff that you see a lot of.
Yeah.
And gets the coverage.
Like body slamming Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that you see Derwin do. Whereas Chris Jones, it's like you see him just tear through giant humans and then kill a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, him and Max Crosby do similar things, but I think like Chris Jones has the notoriety and the past success to boost him forward.
Yeah.
Derwin James has like the flashy play and all that stuff. Max Crosby certainly has hype and like he has upside that people are recognizing and have been recognizing over the last like 2 years.
Yeah.
So I would love for this to finally be his time, and I agree with you. He could be one of the best defensive players in the league. When it's all said and done this year.
Yeah.
But I also I trust what we've already seen from the other two to just go ahead and say, like, yeah, they're just barely a step ahead of him.
That's fair. Yeah. Some of these guys I'm probably going to leave on my surprise players, but so for the Chiefs I have Chris Jones, McDuffie, and now I have Karlaftis. He is graduated.
I thought about him.
Yeah.
He was really close.
He has graduated from surprise players to now just a dog because he is. On the Raiders, I have Wilkins and Mad Max because, like you said, they do not have a secondary over there.
No.
The
Also,
Broncos.
what the fuck happened to Tyree Wilson? Remember when they picked him like
Wilson.
8th overall?
Yeah.
last
Oh
year?
yeah. That's
I looked at the depth chart. He's the 4th best defensive tackle apparently.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's really not good because he was an edge rusher.
Yeah. Yeah. For the Broncos, I have Justin Simmons and PS2.
Yep.
For the Chargers, I literally wrote down not Joey Bosa. I'm tired of him.
This is interesting. So I also have Pat Surtain for the Broncos. That's all for the Broncos. And I put Joey Bosa. And let me give you the reasoning.
Okay.
I've decided that I'm going to give him a fresh start.
Okay.
I'm wiping everything clean, all of it. But he's got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
This is essentially my inadvertent way of saying, if he fucks up, I'm going to dance on his grave, dude. Like, I am still praying on this man's downfall this season.
Oh, man.
But by saying I'm giving him a fresh start, but a short leash, that's what I'm doing with Joey Bosa. Because I would love nothing more than to buy in right now and him just really turn things around.
Yeah.
But also, if he doesn't, I don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
So
I would argue that
that's what
Khalil
I'm
Mack
doing
is
here.
a better player than Joey
He
Bosa.
probably is. I think at some point regression has to come to Khalil Mack.
Yeah. No,
and
for
I
sure.
hope it's not this year, but I don't want to, hedge my bets with it.
Yeah. Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah,
for
he was.
sure.
Him and Karlaftis were both bubble guys for me because it's like they're both 2 years into this.
Yeah.
They've been really good. I don't know if they're exactly over the hump to at least be the stars because there's other guys doing a similar thing on their teams.
Yeah.
That get way more shine. Obviously, Chris Jones and Derwin James.
Yeah.
So that
fair.
was the tough part for me with them.
Yeah. And that's really all of my defensive player of the years that I have.
Yeah, same. So yeah, my list, I said it in an odd order, but Chris Jones, Derwin, Joey Bosa, Max Crosby, Pat Surtain. It's in no particular order. It's just how I wrote them down.
All right. Rookies.
All right, rookies, either offense or defense. And I'm going to start off, honestly, maybe my favorite one that people probably aren't thinking of is Jonah Ellis, edge rusher for Denver. I really liked him throughout college, and I love that he got picked up by Denver because I like Denver's defense, at least what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We'll see how it actually looks, but I loved what their defense could do last year.
Yeah.
And so adding an edge rusher like Jonah Ellis, who obviously I was really high on, is just phenomenal to me. He's the only defensive guy I've got here.
Okay. I like Joe Alt a lot if we're going to go with like underrated guys.
Yeah.
I think that was a really, really good pickup for the Chargers. Just kind of resetting their offense because they had, I mean, we talk about it every time we talk about the Chargers, but they have always had a loaded offense for a while now.
Yeah.
And I like them. giving up Keenan Allen and giving up Mike Williams to kind of reset and go back to the line with a guy like Joe Alt, I think they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and then they added Ladd McConkey as well, who I think is definitely he's primed to do very well.
And I wanted to say it earlier, I would totally pump the brakes on all the Quentin Johnson slander. I am not ready to give up on him yet.
Me too. I'm not either. I would love for him to turn things around.
Same. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ladd McConkey is primed to do really well, even if he is kind of the number 2 on this offense. Right now, he's kind of the number 3. People consider Josh Palmer as wide receiver 1 right now.
Josh Palmer can be nasty.
Which he can be good, but it was always in the absence of Keenan Allen or Mike Williams.
Yeah.
But the other one was always there for the most part.
Yeah.
And so, like, when Josh Palmer was playing well, it's because, like, all the attention got put on one guy.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of tricky. If he's really going to be number 1, it's going to come with a lot worse to deal with for him.
Sure.
And so I would love, like, Quentin Johnston is exactly what you want in, like, a modern wide receiver. He's
perfect
big.
build.
He's got a really good vertical. He's pretty fast, great hands. We just haven't seen him do it yet.
Yeah.
And we need to.
For sure. And honestly, last season, I know Mike Williams ended up getting hurt, but having like a pretty much healthy Keenan Allen, that last season was his perfect chance to do it.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, with me not wanting to give up on him, he's now in a much tougher position to succeed than he was last year.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, it's tough on him.
It definitely is. Otherwise, on the Rookie of the Year guys, obviously, I've got Brock Bowers here if he can get the targets.
Same.
That's my biggest thing is if he's not going to get the targets, obviously he's not going to be here.
Yeah.
If he can get targets early from whatever quarterback is playing, he'll do well. If he can get the ball in his hands, he's going to do well. That's not the question. The question is, will he even get the opportunity to perform well?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it, because obviously I'm very low on the Raiders.
Yeah. And maybe the same case with Xavier Worthy, but I still have him here. I think he's going to be great.
I think he's definitely going to get targets quick.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like, obviously, Kelsey is going to be the focal point. Everything's going to flow through Kelsey in the receiving game until Rashee Rice is on the field. But if everything's flowing through Kelsey, that gives Xavier Worthy the opportunity to play well.
Yeah.
And if he can complement Kelsey really well, that puts the Chiefs in a position where it's like, okay, well, now we've got him and Rashee Rice, because Rashee Rice complements Travis Kelsey really well.
Yeah.
Just mainly because it's like kind of what most people consider undersized but speedy wide receivers.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill was a perfect complement to Travis Kelsey and to Patrick Mahomes, because Travis Kelsey can be there and get those 5-yard passes and make those physical catches in the middle of the field. Meanwhile, a Tyreek Hill or an Xavier Worthy or Rashee Rice is sprinting down the sideline.
Yes.
It works. It works really well. And hopefully Xavier Worthy can be that for them.
Yes. I agree.
All right.
That's all my rookies.
Same. All right. Surprise players to watch. This is where it gets fun, I think.
Yeah.
This is where, like, we'll definitely have some differing opinions.
Yeah.
Because I've got very interesting ones.
I like the Broncos getting John Franklin Myers from the Jets on their defensive line
good.
this year.
Yeah.
He was I think he's pretty nasty. He's still quite young too.
Yeah.
I like him, and then I want to hit you with another one real quick. The Hawaiian guy from the Chargers, that Tuli, he's a linebacker. I can't pronounce his name. I have it written here.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, my handwriting.
I think it's Tui Pulota or
Troy Polamalu. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Troy Polamalu.
yeah, I really like that Chargers
or
linebacker.
Tui Pelotu or Tu or Ta. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's very close.
Fun thing about him: when I was doing my Chargers franchise in Madden a couple months ago, he actually got drafted at 20 years old last season.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for him.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Also, never do a Chargers franchise. I found that out the hard way because they're in cap hell.
I ended up fixing it.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I
Congrats.
couldn't tell you what I did. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely traded Keenan Allen.
Yeah, that would help you out a lot.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to do one on 23 and it was just a mess.
Didn't work
I couldn't sign anybody because I didn't want to give up the top tier talent.
Yeah.
You bet your ass I traded Joey Bosa.
So did I. And Eckler.
All right, back to the surprise players.
I'm trying to think of another guide. Do you have one real quick?
Oh, I've got plenty.
Okay.
I think Zamir White is probably going to be more of a surprise than like an offensive player of the year type guy. nobody's really expecting him to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think he can be.
Yeah.
Like, he's very good. And the small sample size that we got of him, like, as a starter last season,
Wasn't that bad.
it was actually, I think it was really good.
Yeah.
And like, now that Josh Jacobs is gone, who I certainly don't want to blame Josh Jacobs for it kind of seeming like the vibe was just off last season, because I think it was a combination of he wasn't happy with how the contract was handled in the offseason and ending up getting the franchise tag. The Raiders weren't happy with how that whole thing went, and it just kind of fucked itself over.
Yeah.
But Josh Jacobs is gone. That whole issue is gone. Now Zamir White can just be the focal point of the running game.
Yes.
Which I think is very good for him.
Yeah.
But this also could just become an Alexander Madison thing.
Yeah. Totally good.
Yeah. Next one, though, is this one's very interesting, and this one could be a horrendous take within, like, months. Rico Remigio, I believe is how you pronounce it. He's a wide receiver for the Chiefs. He got He was an undrafted free agent, I think, last year. Stayed on the team throughout the season. Never really got in the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have entirely lost faith in Kadarius Toney. Rashee Rice is going to miss time early in the season. And so it's really just MVS and Xavier Worthy and then Mecole.
Yeah.
And then him. And I think that is the time, like, early in the season, if he can get the chance to do some things, I really like what he could do, because he looked really good. Like, I've only been hearing great things out of training camp this season already for him. And it's like, he could be a guy that just does something out of nowhere and really starts something. He might not even be that good.
What
he
college
might
did
have
he go to?
no idea. He might have, like, 600 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think that would be really good for him.
That would be a good season. Yeah.
I didn't really do much research on this guy. He went to Pac-12 school. I can tell that already. It looks like Cal, maybe. Fresno State, as well as some Pac-12 school, because that picture of him had a Pac-12 logo on that jersey. Let's see if we got it. Just says Fresno State, so he must have ended his career at Fresno State in college. But yeah, this is his second season. And yeah, I think he could be really good.
Another wide receiver that the Chiefs have that's very weird. I'm pretty sure they have the wide receiver who committed to Florida and his mom walked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty sure he's on the Chiefs right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I cannot remember his name, but
yeah, I haven't thought about that guy in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's bounced around a little bit. I just saw a video on him, but I'm pretty sure he's on the Chiefs right now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, Nico Remigio is a guy I'm looking for. And also, I'm going to go with this J.K. Dobbins.
Yes. And Gus Edwards for me.
Well, yeah, I think Gus Edwards, we kind of know what he does. He's the Gus bus. He just goes in there when it's, you got to get 2 yards. He's your guy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that gets you into the end zone.
Yeah.
With J.K. Dobbins, I think the way that the run game worked in Baltimore compared to how the run game works in Los Angeles is going to warrant him a healthier season.
Fair.
I think the style of the run game in Baltimore didn't it obviously everybody else wasn't getting hurt, which also isn't true because plenty of other running backs have gotten hurt in that system.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Definitely.
I don't know what it is about how they do it. They're doing things with Lamar over there.
Yeah.
But for some reason the running backs get hurt. J.K. Dobbins is in an entirely different situation now. The offense is going to look so much different.
Yes.
With a passing quarterback, obviously Lamar Jackson, a fantastic passing quarterback, but a very much only passing quarterback in Justin Herbert.
A team that would throw 50 passes in a game and not be mad about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas the Ravens would run the ball 40 times in a game. And it's like, it just isn't sustainable for some of these guys. And with J.K. Dobbins coming off of numerous injuries, most notably a recent Achilles injury, this is probably a system that works better for him, especially because he has the Gus Edwards to rely on for the short yardage. So J.K. Dobbins can be in there on first down, on, second and short.
Hey.
Shout out. That was accidental. And make things happen. Be a playmaker like he did throughout college and early in his career.
Yeah.
I think this is the perfect opportunity for him to just really, turn a new leaf.
Yeah. I like that.
All right.
I like that take a lot.
I got 2 more.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm looking at Tarheeb Still. Crazy I'm pulling names that nobody's heard of. He was a 5th round pick this year. And the only thing I'm basing this off of is the fact that Derwin James said he is an extremely skilled player just based off of what he saw at OTAs.
Wow.
And that's big praise because Tarheeb still is a corner in the 5th round. We could see him kind of as like that slot corner number 3, which I think works well for him. And I think he could just kind of emerge and kind of climb that ladder to be obviously not ahead of Asante Samuel Jr., but be in the conversation of like the good corners on that team.
For sure.
And like being an impact player. Because if you're impressing Derwin James and you're a 5th round pick in your first time on a, in professional practice,
yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Doing something right.
Yeah, he's doing something right.
Yeah.
It's exactly how I looked at it. So I like Tarheeb still. I think he's an interesting guy. I think it'd be an interesting story to see him play well.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm not expecting him to be fucking Deron Bland.
Yeah.
But I would just I think he's a guy that could certainly surprise some people and just be a solid player on that defense.
Fair. After your last guy, I got a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one is probably a more fun one than anything. Louis Reese-Zammit, the former rugby player that signed with the Chiefs this offseason.
Okay.
He's playing running back, which is very crazy because
Yeah.
it looks awesome in training. Like in OTAs, it looks pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to get the bulk of the snaps because they have Pacheco. Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire alive?
I hope not.
Oh my God.
What an annoying
one of my
football player.
favorite college running backs to watch. He was at LSU, but I certainly do not agree with your sentiment of hoping he's not alive. I hope he is alive and well.
Yeah, that was.
I hope he's not on the Chiefs. But yeah, like I don't know what the deal is with him. But I like Louis Reese-Zammit. I always want to say Luis because of Reese, but Louis Reese-Zammit. I really like him. He's literally a block. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, when you watch rugby, it's like, oh, that guy's like a 6'5" running back in the NFL.
Yeah, no, they're all 6'5" rectangles.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
Literally refrigerators that run 4.4s.
Yeah. So he is no different than those guys. He's a little shorter than 6'5", but he's at running back, and just it looks like nobody can even touch him, let alone bring him down.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
I'm very excited to see what he can do, even as like a running back too.
Yeah. My last surprise player, I would probably put Quentin Johnson on mine.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, man.
Yeah, I think with me for Quentin Johnston, I don't want to call it a surprise. I want it to be expected.
Yeah, that's fair. And my last question: does Kadarius Toney make this list for anybody? Like, is there talent there?
Hope
Are we
not.
giving up on him?
I think it's time to give up.
Really?
I do. After last season, I can't. Like I thought he could have done something. He was on my list last year.
Yeah.
Because he had big moments in the playoffs for them.
Yeah.
What we saw last year was abysmal. The times when he did things right, he did things wrong. Like, it's crazy. The one fucking time that we're ever talking about, like, holy shit, look what Kadarius Toney just did. He was fucking offside. It's like he just can't fucking win. And then he goes on fucking Instagram Live and he's like, I'm not injured and all this bullshit. It's like all he does is cause fucking problems for himself.
Yeah.
Like, he can't get out of his own way of being a even just decent wide receiver.
Yeah.
And so I cannot get back on the Kadarius Toney train. I cannot.
It's a shame.
Also, he's a
Really,
Florida
it's a
Gator,
shame.
so it makes it way easier for me to give up on him.
Very, very true.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do Kadarius Toney anymore.
Man.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with him.
Well,
I've got a couple of notes just about the division as a whole,
okay. Yeah,
if you don't mind. So I think overarching thing with this division, it didn't really change all that much outside of the Chargers. I think the Chargers had some fundamental changes between coaching and the wide receiver staff
I
as
think
well.
you could say losing Russ was probably a pretty big deal for the Broncos.
But I don't think it changes their trajectory. Like, obviously, they're on a bad trajectory. They were last year, too.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't alter the history of what the Broncos are going to be.
Yeah.
It's just like, for the next couple of years, they're not going to have money to spend.
Yeah.
Which they weren't if they had Russ. So,
No.
like, either way, it doesn't work. But I think with the Chiefs, they made some good small moves, primarily,
Yeah.
this offseason that I liked. Kind of like, Reese-Zammit, things of that sort. But honestly, I think the defense got worse, and overall the team, like the offense stayed pretty similar to what it was. So, like, that just kind of is a net negative to me.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like, it's not like they lost everything, because everything is just Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. That's everything, and Chris Jones.
Yeah.
But
L'Jarius Sneed does suck though.
Yeah, the loss of L'Jarius Sneed is way bigger than anybody wants to think because the whole fucking season we were over here meat riding him every fucking week. And I almost felt bad. I almost started to like convince myself maybe he's not as good as we thought. No, he was. It's just nobody gave him the attention he deserved.
Yeah.
And then they lose him, and watch, he's gonna get some fucking attention for the Titans for some reason.
Yeah.
But like that, this Chiefs team I don't think got all that much better. Obviously, like I said, they're gonna win it. They're gonna win this division, but I don't think they got much better. And so there's like, it's not a huge change for them as well. The Raiders are still bad. They're going to be bad. I don't care. You can say whatever you'd like. I still think they're bad. And they didn't really change much because Antonio Pierce was their coach for half the season last year, and now he's got his own staff, which is nice, but I don't know how good that really is. Like, I don't know what that changes.
How much it impacts.
Yeah. And then kind of closing statements with the division. I'm just kind of turning on this division.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of done with it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, I'm done with this division until somebody dethrones the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to step up and do something and dethrone the Chiefs, or else I'm going to start just like, this is going to be the division you push to the side.
Yeah.
Other than the Chiefs, you're just going to be like, whatever.
Yeah. No, I'm exactly in the same boat as you. I want it to be the Chargers so bad.
I will tell you what, I'm not watching a fucking second of Raiders Broncos either time. I'll tell you that much. That's not fucking happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of my closing notes on this division. Anything you want to talk about with the AFC West before we?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. It's just kind of like there's a lot of fun talent here.
Yeah.
But it's just there's a clear winner, and it makes it very uninteresting.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
all right. Well, next week, come back. We've got the AFC South, which I think will be very fun.
Yes.
Because obviously last year we had the Texans to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to talk about this year, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And
because the Texans only got better.
And so did the Titans.
And so did the Titans.
I got some thoughts about the Titans.
I was literally 5 minutes ago just thinking like, oh, when we do the Titans, they may have actually gotten a little bit better.
They did. And we'll also be talking about the highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Thor.
Still.
Fucking Thor, man.
Yeah. And also, Anthony Richardson deserves his conversation. So there's a lot to fucking talk about next week. So definitely come back and check that out.
Really one of the best series, that you've ever come up with. This one.
I appreciate it.
This is a lot of fun. And it's also good to just like this is a good preview of what you're going into.
I will tell you this. As I continue to go on, I'm like, holy fuck, how many things did I forget?
Yeah.
That's what I start to realize when I do these
DeAndre Swift is on the Bears.
I wouldn't even thought of that. You could have asked me
Joe
what
Mixon
team
is
he on. I did know that, and we're going to be talking about it next week, I'm sure, because I think he's going to help them out a lot.
Yes.
Whatever. We're not going to spoil next week. We're saving it for next week. For now, let's go to a different type of football. The football kind that's called soccer.
Love it.
And we're going to start in Europe. England versus Spain, if you will, English or Spanish.
Spanglish.
Yeah. Cue the Steve Lacy. Yeah, that's the final. England versus Spain. We'll talk about the semifinals first, though. I really don't care about the quarterfinals.
Nah.
They were not the most eventful games. So I want to start with France and Spain and how France even got there. From the start of this fucking tournament, they tripped and fell into this fucking semifinal.
Yeah.
Like literally it was like a cartoon. Like they hit their foot, hit on a toy car and they like slipped and they were just falling the entire time and the floor was Spain in the semifinal.
I thought the couple times I'd watched France, they looked good. It just there wasn't any finishing.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy when Kylian Mbappe is on your fucking team.
Yeah, and the own goal is your top scorer.
Oh my! The own goal is the storyline of the Euros.
Yeah.
I think there was 13.
That's insane.
There might, there's still a chance for more, but
yeah,
I hope not. Yeah, I think there was 13 own goals scored across all of Euro competition this year.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Like the highest scorer in this tournament, I think, has 4 goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, man.
Yeah, France just did not look right.
No.
We talked about it the whole time leading up to this tournament. We're like, holy shit, they have so much talent.
Yeah.
But, like, this is a squad that, like, there is so much talent. Half of it wasn't even fucking there.
Yeah. And that was actually N'Golo Kante's first, what would you call it, major tournament loss with France.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Which
Which
is
he played
wild.
amazing.
Yeah.
N'Golo Kante was awesome, especially in the group stages for them.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, like, scoring 1 goal in open play.
Yeah.
He's crazy. Mbappe scored 0 of them.
You made it to the semifinal.
Yeah, Mbappe scored 1 goal. It was a penalty,
Yeah.
and it was in the opening game.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And I get, he broke his nose, and that does alter things for him.
Yeah.
Shouldn't affect the fact that you can't finish in front of the goal.
You are going to play for Real Madrid, brother.
Yeah. And also,
So-
he wants to play in the fucking Olympics.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
bad is it going to look if he looks bad in the fucking Olympics
Oh.
in Paris?
Not good.
Let me tell you, in case you forgot, Killian, you've played a couple of games in the Parc des Princes. They typically go well.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it amazes me that the France that I was watching in these games, first of all, was the France that I was watching in these games.
Yeah.
But like the fact that like that was what I was watching
Well,
was jarring.
yeah. What's disappointing for me is I didn't like the French team that beat Croatia. I was definitely rooting for Croatia in that game.
Okay, yeah.
But in this Euros, I actually loved the players that they were fielding for
Yeah.
France. They were all some
Yeah.
of my favorite French players,
Agreed.
and they just
Yeah, okay.
shit the bed.
Before we move on to talking about England, Netherlands, I absolutely fucking hate this yellow card rule with a passion.
Oh, it's
Danny Carvajal and Pedri both missed the semi-final game of the fucking Euros because of yellow cards.
yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 2 of Spain's best players. You had fucking 38-year-old Jesus Navas start at right back because Danny Carvajal, who's also old but much better, had got 2 yellow cards.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, they're almost prioritizing, just keeping the control of these games when you're taking star players off the field so much easier.
Exactly. It literally just fundamentally makes the game worse
Yeah.
that I am watching
Let
because
it-
you're putting in worse players.
Let them be free.
Exactly.
Let them play.
And I'm not saying they can just fucking 2-footed studs up, tackle somebody in the kneecaps.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like getting a yellow card is sometimes a tactical part of the sport.
Yeah.
Like I would assume that Danny Carvajal, one of those yellow cards he got was probably because somebody was like
On a
breaking
breakaway.
away and like he needed to stop it.
Yeah.
That's just a fundamental part of the sport. It's just like, committing a reach in the NBA because like you want to stop the clock. Or like anything like that. There's so many things that you can think of like this. And it literally puts you on the brink of not playing a game. Just because you got your first yellow card of the tournament, you're literally about to foul out, essentially.
Yeah. And on top of that, as a player, you only get to play in this tournament every 4 fucking years.
Exactly. Exactly. If they still use this yellow card rule in the World Cup, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. It's going to be the worst fucking World Cup ever.
I didn't even think about them
Yeah.
extending that to the World Cup.
Exactly.
That terrifies me.
Like they didn't do it in Copa America, which is promising.
If they did it in Copa America, you'd have teams just not be able to play.
Uruguay would be pulling up the U17.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like I
Oh,
hated
man.
that rule so much. It was so bad.
Yeah, and I also kind of think like only having captains being able to talk to the ref, it's not.
That's just stupid, and it didn't.
It's a little
work.
bit stupid. It's
Didn't
not
work at all.
What's the word that I'm trying to use? It just doesn't work.
It's
in the
not
game.
effective.
Not effective.
It's not effective at all
Yeah.
to force your captain to be the spokesperson because there's so many times when something does happen and it really could be argued, and the captain has fucking nothing to do with it. You're telling me that if Memphis Depay gets 2-footed tackled and the ref doesn't call it, that Virgil van Dijk has to come up there and argue for
all the way.
It makes no
from
fucking
up there.
sense.
No, like what if I'm a winger and I just genuinely want to tell the ref like, hey, like he's just grabbing me the whole game. Like, please just watch out for it. Like in a nice way. No, my fucking center back captain has to run the whole length of the pitch to go talk to the ref.
Exactly.
It's bullshit.
It's absolute bullshit, and it really didn't work.
No.
Every single fucking foul, both the guys involved walked right up, and then the captain got there, and the ref was just like,
waving them off.
That's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
All the rules they tried out in these Euros have sucked.
Yeah, I mean, but at least it's still been the Euros.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's still
I
been
will
great.
say it's still been great. Spain was awesome against France. Lamine Yamal. Oh my god, that fucking goal, man! And now we're getting all these videos and photos. Fucking Lamine Yamal getting like bathed by Messi as a child. Like, what the fuck is that? And then like we see for like an El Clasico, they had like the Barcelona like kids or the mascots or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Stand with the Real Madrid players, and you just have fucking Sergio Ramos holding hands with Lamine Yamal.
Insane.
Bro, if Sergio Ramos knew that that's what he was going to become for Barcelona, he would have two-footed tackled him on the spot. Like, fuck this kid.
Wasn't there one of him like running his parents' liquor store in Spain too?
Probably.
As like a 12-year-old?
Yeah, I was about to say, it couldn't have been that long ago.
Just selling people alcohol at 12. Man.
Lamine Yamal is an industry plant.
I cannot believe. I'm so glad to say that he made me eat my fucking words, because I genuinely, and I may have said this on a previous podcast, I was like, does Spain, out of all countries, not have anybody older that's like better?
It's not about older. They don't have anybody better. They don't, dude. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, but I've loved what he's been able to do. Seriously, it's been amazing to watch him.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. And Danny Olmo has been right there with him.
Yes.
Another La Masia product.
Yeah. A guy who could have played for Sweden.
That is true. I do forget about that often. And I think that's part of the reason why he didn't stay in Spain, was just like, it's not exactly like his commitment to be in Spain. And so I think Red Bull made a lot of sense for him, and he's been very good at Red Bull.
Yeah. So he is still at Leipzig.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, unless he left.
This might be his transfer window after this tournament.
It definitely could be. Because
same with Fabian Ruiz, too. Shit.
Fabian Ruiz has been awesome. He's been so, like, looked over at Napoli for, like, the longest time. Like, nobody gives a fuck that he's there.
No.
And also, I'm hearing that Nico Williams might find himself on Barcelona across from Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Those two on the same fucking team would be ridiculous. Also, I would feel bad for Bilbao.
Yeah.
It's hard to find Basque players. Like, you got to find guys from the Basque region. Like, you got to keep your guys. You can't go out anywhere else and get them. So when you got a guy like that, you want to hold on to him.
So they're still strict on that.
Yeah.
So Adariz would have been a Basque player. Their old striker.
Anybody that's played for Bilbao ever
has to be
from the Basque region.
So they don't even have anybody that's not from Spain?
Nope.
Wow.
Technically, like, you have to have some claim to it, because like Iñaki Williams, who's Nico's brother, technically I think he plays for an African international team, because that's where they're from. Like him and his brother are also African, but he is also from that region, so it's like it works.
Fair.
I don't know all the rules exactly, but I know you have to be from the Basque region. That's all I know. But yeah, Danny Olmo is still at Leipzig. He also could literally be the player of the tournament. Him or Lamine Yamal. They're kind of the two primary ones in contention, which is crazy. Like, Danny Olmo's not young. He's like 23. But it's still very good.
Yeah,
very young.
What's funny is the team that they're playing in the final, none of their players deserve to be player of the tournament.
Fuck no. Fuck no. All of the England players have been shit.
Yeah.
Literally every last one of them have been shit.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not like consistently, but all of them have put in a shit performance in this Euro.
Yeah.
At least once or twice.
Yeah. You know what's going to be just heartbreaking for me?
Is when England fucking wins this game somehow.
Either that or watching Kieran Trippier playing out of position at left back get fucking killed by Lamine Yamal.
Oh, man.
And then he's just going to have to come back to Newcastle, go back to right back, and just be fine with everything.
I'm excited to see Cole Palmer's 80th minute substitution where he comes on and plays for 10 minutes.
And probably plays fucking center back because Gareth Southgate loves to put players out of position. I don't fucking get... Okay, I understand. Bukayo Saka came up as a left back.
Yeah.
He's literally the right wing for the second best team in Europe for the last 2 years. He's been a top fucking 5-10 player in the Premier League the last 2 years. Let him fucking play his position. Like, holy shit. You can put Cole Palmer in the game and put him central because let me tell you what, the other guys playing centrally aren't playing well right now.
No.
Jude Bellingham has been almost useless outside of that bicycle kick. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Real Madrid, not a good look for them. Brazil's been knocked out, which is half their team. And then you've got fucking Jude Bellingham and Kylian Mbappe. They look like shit. Like, I don't know what is going on right now.
Oh, man.
But
It's a circus.
yeah, and like the fact that England's gonna fucking win this. I already know it's gonna happen, and somehow Gareth Southgate is still gonna have his job. Literally, if I was fucking whoever runs the FA, I guess technically, like fucking Prince William runs the FA. I think
Yeah.
technically, I don't think he's making decisions, but I think he runs it. I would be telling whoever the fuck makes these decisions, or if I was the person who makes these decisions, I don't give a fuck if we win or not. Gareth Southgate still needs to be fired.
Yeah. I honestly think the best thing for England going forward would have been
Yeah.
to not make it out of the group stage.
Yeah.
Which is
I
crazy
agree.
to say.
Also, like, we're talking about this golden generation of fucking talent. Why the fuck does Harry Maguire get on the field?
Yeah.
It can't be that fucking golden if he's there.
At least John Stones,
Yeah.
who's been great for Man City.
Yeah.
Proven
John
to be
Stones is
versatile.
awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
He had you and I tweaking playing CDM.
Yeah.
Like, who is this
yeah,
guy?
and speaking of guys playing CDM, Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't know if he's ever played right back for England or if he'll ever play it again. He's actually a very good center defensive mid, and Liverpool refuses to use him like that.
Yeah, after having to scramble to get Gravenberch and Indo at the very end of transfer window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really makes no sense.
Oh, my God.
But let's, we're not just going to only talk about England. We'll talk about Netherlands a little bit.
Yeah.
They got kind of, I think they just got unlucky.
Yeah.
The best that England has looked in this entire tournament just happened to be that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
I
is
think
unfortunate.
the issue for the Netherlands is I feel like they played better when they were coming from behind in a game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
England scored first in this. Or no, Netherlands scored first in this game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the pen was first, and then they tied it up, right?
Is that what it was?
I think I can't
Maybe that's what it
exactly
was.
remember. Ethan, could you pull up the England Netherlands game? But yeah, let's talk about the penalty real quick because a bunch of people trying to call it a fluke. I saw Jamie Carragher very mad about it.
No, Xavi Simons
Okay,
scored the
yeah,
first goal of the
yeah,
game, so that's why
yeah.
they lost.
Xavi Simons scored in the 7th, and then Harry Kane.
What a goal, by the way,
Yeah.
from the 20-year-old or
Beautiful
however
goal.
old he is.
Yeah. And then Harry Kane in the 18th, and then Ollie Watkins with the winner in the 90th.
You know what,
that
though?
was a great goal by
Fair
Ollie
play
Watkins.
to Ollie Watkins, because I think you and I both like him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
that was cool to see. And like I said earlier, assist from Cole Palmer, who only got like 10 minutes in this game. So
Yeah, don't worry. Anthony Gordon, I love the video of him falling asleep on the bench. That's fucking awesome.
I have not seen.
No, dude, no. He literally looks like he's going to pass out. Ethan, look up Anthony Gordon falling asleep. It's so funny. I don't even know. I think it's from early in this tournament. But like he was literally like dozing off. Let's see. I don't know if we have anything. He also got in a bike accident.
Oh, with his chin?
Yeah, he scraped his whole chin. I don't know. Man, go to the first. Yeah, go back to all the. Yeah. Click on that top tweet. It literally. Oh fuck! They don't have the video. God damn it! What the fuck?
They don't have the video. But
Oh wait. Scroll back up. Oh damn it, dude. Okay. Well, yeah, but yeah, there is. How about? Oh fuck. There was another tweet there. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Anthony Gordon was falling asleep on the bench. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
he
like the
hasn't
best.
gotten a minute yet, has he?
He's touched the field, I
Okay.
think, but he's literally like, there's no use in him even being there, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I can't stand England, and that penalty was fair. That's what we'll get back to on. The penalty was a fair call.
Oh, 1,000%.
What do we got, Ethan?
Paul Skeens has 11 strikeouts, no hits through 6.
What?
I thought I was gonna curse him by saying he had a no hitter in the end of the first. So
Yeah.
I guess we've got Paul Skeens on no hitter watch.
Ow.
With 11 Ks.
With 11
through 6.
strikeouts. Okay. All right. Well, if we've got a little bit of subject matter still left in this podcast, so we might see this one through.
Yeah.
But yeah, Netherlands. I think they kind of got screwed just because England played well, but they didn't get screwed on that penalty. That was a penalty through and through. Studs up.
Yeah.
At the foot.
Even as someone who played defender throughout their soccer career, I always try to give defenders benefit of the doubt. It's absolutely not one.
No, and you have, like I kind of mentioned earlier, and then we kind of went off on a tangent. Jamie Carragher. I'm gonna be honest. I don't love him.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his. Just he's biased, but also he said that it wasn't a penalty, which is kind of crazy. But he's very biased towards Liverpool, nonetheless, which is fair. He played there.
Yeah.
But he said that it wasn't a pen, which I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because he was literally a world-class defender.
Yeah.
Literally.
Champions League winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for him to say that's not a penalty, I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. I don't really get any argument for people that are saying that it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, and then, that was an overwhelming amount of people saying it wasn't.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But
Yeah.
it's so obvious. He missed the ball.
Yeah.
Studs up directly into the Harry Kane, right?
Yeah.
He's the one trying to take it.
Yeah.
Harry Kane's foot.
And it doesn't even matter if Harry Kane is initiating the contact by trying to shoot the ball, because for one, he's trying to play the ball by shooting it, and for two, it studs up.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. That's
all
like
there is
the
to
no
it.
ifs, ands, or buts. If it studs up, it was clearly not the intention to clear the ball. If he had gone, like we talked about this before the episode, if he had just kind of kicked underneath it and had the top of his boot heading towards the ball, this whole thing would be totally fine.
Yeah, different
to me.
story.
It would just be like, oh, he missed.
Yeah.
But studs up makes it so cut and dry.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the England penalty was not a fluke. They ended up winning the game. It's the best they've looked. What are we thinking going into this final?
Oh man, it's turning into a trap game for Spain.
It is.
It really is.
But I don't even think Spain is in the least bit worried.
No.
At all.
No.
I think they feel totally fine.
They would have been fine with playing anybody.
Yeah.
1,000%. I mean, they've already been through Germany. So
yeah. Yeah, and that was a hard-fought fucking game.
Yeah, it was.
And, to beat Germany and France on the way here, whereas England has beat who? Somebody and then Switzerland.
Slovenia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Slovenia should have won.
Yeah. It definitely should have. No, it's all good. Yeah. England's had an interesting move towards the final here. Spain's just got to beat the shit out of them.
Right.
Or honestly, I'm going to start saying rigged. I'm going to say it's rigged.
Yeah.
That's going to be the storyline that I run with if Spain doesn't just absolutely demolish England on Saturday.
I want Spain to win.
Yeah.
I probably like the players of this English team better. It is a fun
and they're players
squad,
that I like to watch.
But, going back to it, they didn't deserve to make it out of the group stage, and then they just Mickey Mouse their way to the final. This was the first time I ever saw them look good, was against the Netherlands.
Yeah.
They looked fine.
I agree.
But every other game before that was just not it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But that championship game, I believe, is on Saturday. And then Copa America. We'll go ahead and talk about that. You're kind of, like I said, you're my correspondent for Copa America, so please.
You are
just
missing out.
I'm going to let you run with it. My only problem, I don't have time at night to watch these games.
Yeah.
So I have no reason to keep up with them.
The Colombia-Uruguay game yesterday was insane. I personally wanted Uruguay to win. I had seen more of them than I have anybody else, and they are just such a physical, fast, and honestly talented team.
How about James Rodriguez still playing?
Dude, he's ridiculous.
Great, and he looks good.
Literally plays for a Brazilian club, and he has like 5 assists in this tournament.
Yeah,
he
looks
insane.
amazing.
He got subbed out really early yesterday, which I thought was kind of surprising, but it could have been the red card, trying to get an attacking midfielder out of the game to put in a more defensive. Actually, I think they subbed him out for Yerry Mina.
Oh, okay.
Or they subbed out their striker for Yerry Mina to play a 5-back.
Interesting.
Which ended up killing all of Uruguay's momentum because they were, dude, once Luis Suarez came on, shit started happening. It looked like it was going to be 1-1. Yeah, he ended up hitting the post on this crazy shot that like it would have made it 1-1 like the 78th minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's been a great tournament. I didn't really give two shits about Argentina Canada. I mean, it was a rematch,
It
which was cool.
written in the stars.
Yeah. Yeah, the Argentina just did a really good job of getting in front of the ball to make Canada draw fouls on them, which just ended up pissing the Canadians off.
Yeah,
and I feel like
I
they
would
kinda
think
got off their game.
Argentina, in the small sample size of what I've watched them do this tournament, they've almost been playing a little more reserved than they typically would.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
This team is definitely a little bit different than what we've seen in past, like with past lineups.
Yes.
I think it could just be that there's a little bit of a drop off in talent.
Oh yeah,
Like the
I
fact
think
that
so.
Angel Di Maria is still starting is kind of concerning.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's still good, but it's also like he's well past his prime. Obviously, Messi is still fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's clear that he has pulled back a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he's not. I'm not saying he's not trying, but he is playing his reserved style.
Oh,
like to a T.
You could have the ball on Canada, and I'm Messi. I wouldn't even push towards you.
No,
he does
not at all.
Move
and I will give him this. He's just conserving his energy. He wants to stay in for the whole 90.
Yeah.
And he does stand for the full 90, and he does make huge contributions in the attack. So I have to give him that. But it's really just a method of pacing that some people would not be happy with if it weren't him.
He has the perfect team to do it with because all of Argentina, no matter what position, is just athletic and sprints the whole time.
Definitely.
I would probably say my two favorite Argentinian players, and I think who have been the best on their team, are probably DePaul and Enzo Fernandez.
DePaul has been very good.
Yeah.
I really like watching DePaul. I like their fullbacks. I really like the fullback. So Javier Molina from Atletico Madrid is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then like I think I saw them take him. Then they took Molina off the field and they brought in Tagliafico.
Yeah.
And it's like the depth that they have there
is
insane. So good. Like the defense is way better than I really thought it was.
Yes.
I saw a video from a U17 South American tournament from quite a while ago. And it was a penalty shootout between Brazil and Argentina, and Felipe Coutinho got his penalty saved by Emiliano Martinez. That's so weird.
That's awesome.
I don't know why. I just was thinking about the defense for Argentina, and obviously Emiliano Martinez came up. It's crazy how much better he is for Argentina than Aston Villa.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like, it's insane. Like, I'm not saying he's bad for Aston Villa because he's not, but like
there is a drop off.
But I think it's more of just like a step up. Like, he's amazing for Argentina. And I think he's good or great for Aston Villa.
Yeah. Definitely step up more than drop off.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. What else did I want to... Oh, I guess, like, going into the final, I think Argentina is, for the first time in at least this tournament, they're going to be beat up because Colombia... I'm going to be honest, I don't even recognize a lot of their starting 11 anymore.
Yeah, well, a lot of their starting 11 plays in South America.
Yeah. But they are incredibly physical, and I think that's going to be something that'll surprise Argentina a little bit, maybe in like the first half at least. But as far as class and just attacking ability, it probably goes to Argentina. But then again, like these, not to be like offensive, but just in general, like these no-name Colombia like players are like they're just playing well.
Yeah,
like,
they're a cohesive unit, and I think it's probably because a lot of them play in the same leagues or whatever, and so that they play a similar style.
Yeah,
everything. Whereas Argentina has the higher profile players, but like I was just talking about, Javier Molina is their right back. He plays for Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
Lionel Messi right now is playing in the MLS. Lautaro Martinez plays in Serie A. Like,
they're all over
Garnacho,
the
who
place.
hasn't really seen the field all that much, he plays in the Premier League. Like, so many different places, so many different styles of soccer that these guys are playing everywhere else that it's like nobody, like, there's not three players on that team that all play the same style.
No, for sure.
Unless they play on the same fucking team.
Yeah. So the game will be in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. Shakira is either the pregame or the halftime.
Good.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
She did the Super Bowl halftime in Miami with J-Lo.
That's
which
true.
is kind of funny.
Yeah.
At the same stadium.
Yeah, and she made the song for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Or no, not the Olympics, the
World Cup. Yeah. So
was that 2010? Was that South Africa?
Waka Waka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great final. And, you know, with it being in Miami, obviously a melting pot of Hispanics in America, it's going to be an insane game.
Yeah, just like World Baseball Classic. The
Yeah.
World Baseball Classic was a fantastic atmosphere in Miami. I think Copa America, especially Colombia and Argentina.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, there are other cultures that are much bigger in Miami.
Yeah.
But, like, those are definitely two Hispanic cultures that are very popular just in the southern United States in general.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I think that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be a full house, loud game.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be cards. The cards of the Copa America have been the best part. The fights, holy shit.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the Uruguayan players going into the stands after losing to Colombia.
Yeah.
The primary one that you could see was Darwin Núñez.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of his hair. But, like, I saw him throwing punches.
Yeah.
And I understand why all those guys were going up there because I guess that was super close to the family section for Uruguay. And so that's what everybody's saying is that Darwin Núñez and a couple other players were going up there because their families were literally like in that area.
Yeah.
So I totally understand why you'd go up there. Now, you shouldn't be throwing punches at fans.
No.
That's just, you know, we saw the Malice
at the Palace.
Like, you don't do that.
Meta world peace approach.
I could definitely see Darwin Núñez and some of the other Uruguayan players that did it probably getting suspensions from international play.
Yeah.
They won't be long. It'll probably be like 2-3 matches. And it won't matter because everything that you play from here on out is friendlies and qualifiers.
Yeah.
But you know, I could definitely see some suspensions being handed out by FIFA or you know whoever technically is going to govern that. I guess FIFA would do it. But yeah, it's just it's a sticky situation because the fans can fight all they fucking want. Obviously, they'll get kicked out. They'll you know people fight, assault charges, whatever.
Yeah,
but they can fight. The players can't go out there and fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
whether that's a written or unwritten rule, the players should not be going out into the stands and fighting.
No,
I don't care what's happening because look, there should be a better I don't know what to tell you. There should be a better security detail for the family section. I guess
put them up in the box.
Yeah, put them in a box. Like I really don't know what Darwin Núñez or anybody else thought going into the stands and being like, well, if I start beating the shit out of these random fans, my family's gonna be okay. Like they're probably gonna be fine.
Yeah, nobody's
probably attacking Darwin Núñez's mom.
No,
it's like it should be okay. And I'm not trying to. Again, if something did happen, that's fucked up, and it's ridiculous. I think fighting in the stands is ridiculous in the first place, but also we all know how this goes. We all know how soccer fandom and sports fandom in general just goes. People fight. People argue. Like, people fucking burn shit to the ground over sports.
Yeah.
There have been lives lost over sports. Some guys want to throw some fists, act like there's a mosh pit in the fucking, section 300. Do it all you fucking want.
Yeah.
But the players cannot get involved. That's kind of my final statement. You cannot get involved if you're a player.
Yeah. That's fair.
All right. I need you to talk me off the ledge real quick with Copa America.
Oh, God.
For the final. Just tell me that it's not going to be some boring Argentina victory.
No.
Okay. That's all all I needed to know was that, like, it's not going to be like Lautaro Martinez taps in a goal in, like, the 55th, and that's all we see.
It's a 1-0 win, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this Copa America, especially in the knockout stages, has been just so fire. Like, these teams fucking hate each other.
Good.
And
that's what I want.
Colombia, I mean, they didn't back down against Brazil in the group stage.
Yeah.
Uruguay, I think, was probably the best team in the whole tournament. They didn't back down to them. No, this Copa America has just been. It's sometimes it's not even like they're playing soccer. They're just passionate people doing literally anything they can to win,
which I can respect.
And like I said, I think Argentina has a unique battle because they're going to play a team for the first time probably in this tournament at least that is going to try to kill them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that one's on Sunday, I believe.
You know what you should do to get yourself ready for the final? You should watch some of the highlights of the games that have already happened. Like
the problem
some of the
is
better
that
ones.
we're going to be recording during the final.
That is true.
Me and Colin will be right in here recording during that game. And I know Colin will cry if I try to put that on.
Colin's been getting into soccer, actually.
He has. Yeah. But he just can't do it.
He was,
what time? 7. Yeah, 7 o'clock is literally when we record. Oh, Paul Skeens is now through 7 innings.
Holy shit.
Which I guess, like, we're kind of cursing it in the moment, but when you guys are hearing this isn't commentator
That
curse.
is true.
Yeah, if this was live, that would be fucked up.
Yeah. If it was live, he probably would have gotten hurt in like the second inning.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's time to turn it over to questions time. I'd love to play out this entire Paul Skeens no-hitter, but
I can start coming up with questions.
yeah, like if he's through 7, it shouldn't take that much longer. Are they the home team? Okay. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Let's go to questions time and do some questions. I believe these are all Nathan submitted questions. I don't know if anybody else submitted any before him. But I'm interested. This is like one of the few times I haven't looked at the questions at all.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
yeah, I haven't even gotten the chance to look yet.
Perfect.
So Ethan, take it away.
Not that many silly ones, so I might throw in some that I've
Ethan,
just
feel free to add any you'd like.
Just wait, I got one.
Okay.
It's really just so I can say something I found interesting. But
Fair enough.
All right. How many points could you score if you played a full game in the NBA?
0.
A nice 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even if I got fouled, I'm not making the free throws. Like I can't even say 1. No, 0. Just that's the easiest thing possible. Like, look, if I don't even know the G League. Give me 1.
One free throw?
Yeah, there'd be less pressure on me in a G League game to make a free throw.
You try to get fouled and still not get fouled.
Yeah, no, it'd be like when they changed that rule and then Trae Young just still tried to do it. It'd be like that.
Yeah. I'd probably get subbed out immediately. I'd look like Tony Snell out there.
Yeah, no, I'd be putting up a Tony Snell with less minutes. That's exactly what would happen. I'd put up a fucking triple nothing. Except maybe a reach in.
Yeah, 1 reach in.
I'll foul out.
Yeah. 0 points, 8 minutes, 6 fouls. 0 for 18 shooting in 8 minutes.
Damn.
I'm on my Michael Porter Jr. shit.
He at least makes 3.
Shoot or shoot, bro.
I ain't even pass it.
Oh, fuck no. Dude, if the ball even gets to me, I'm not giving it up. Unless it's a turnover.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got next?
Luke, is there any keeper you feel confident you could not score a penalty against?
Any keeper in the world?
That you couldn't?
Wow.
I could
Like
not.
that means like no matter what, if you were doing penalties against a keeper,
I would. Any soccer player could score a goal, a penalty kick against a
against any
professional
keeper.
keeper. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Any keeper that I don't feel confident against scoring a penalty against. That's a good question. I like that. Probably definitely Neuer.
Yeah. I will say I think Emiliano Martinez is kind of a penalty guy.
Yeah.
He is a keeper made for penalties.
Yeah. I would also actually I have one over all the rest. Gianluigi Donnarumma's height would totally intimidate me because I would be like, if I put it as far as I can away from him, he could still reach it. Yeah. And he would just look huge in the goal.
Yeah.
And psychologically, a big keeper in a penalty kick is not like it fucks with you bad.
Yeah.
For
that
sure.
makes sense.
So yeah, I would go Donnarumma. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody. I can't score on any of them. You guys saw the soccer video. If you haven't, go watch it. All right. What's next?
If you both train for a 5K for 1 month, how fast do you think you could finish? That's 3.2 miles.
Yes. I got 1 month to train.
Yeah.
I could definitely do like a 30-minute.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
A 10-minute mile pace I don't think is unachievable. That's like the way that I'm looking at it is like you could walk for 6 minutes, run for 4, and you'd be doing a mile.
Yeah.
I think that would be or like not run but jog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walk for 6, or jog for 4. I think you could get it in 30. I think I could do it in 30.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably around 30 too.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mile freshman year, I didn't run on the curve.
Yeah.
Still got like a 12 or so.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. If I was
pace-
jogging like at a decent pace, like what I would probably do is kind of alternate it, like 2 minutes walking, 1 minute jogging, 2 minutes walking, 1 minute jogging. I think.
I think
that would
my
end up
fastest
working out.
mile in gym class was 9.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 9s.
Yeah.
So
I never tried on the mile. I always walked it.
yeah, fuck the mile.
Who gives a fuck? Like it doesn't mean anything.
It was the
No.
off season. I was done with football for the year.
Yeah, no, nobody does a mile. And fuck the pacer test too.
Oh god.
I think they're getting rid of that shit.
I think so.
I think they're saying it's like ableist.
I
or
think it's just annoying.
discriminatory.
It ain't
It's like
doing
people that-
anything.
I don't know.
What are they gonna use it for?
Yeah,
The
what are they?
census?
Yeah, exactly.
Be like,
Just ask me.
yeah.
I'm
Are
gonna
you an
lie.
obese child? Oh wait, we don't have to ask him. He got a 4 on the pacer test. Like, dude, no, just ask. Or
Yeah.
just look at them. Go into a classroom and look at the kids, and you tell me if they're gonna get a high score on the pacer test. No, no, fucking 90% of them aren't. It's
Love that.
ridiculous. All right,
Those
continue.
won't be good.
But also, fuck everybody's class in gym when they did the pacer test had the one kid that had to get like a 60,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It
just
wastes
make us
our
all
times.
wait to play basketball.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
If you were forced to support a rival of one of your favorite teams, which one would you choose?
Oh fuck. Oh man, it's definitely not the Saints. It's definitely not any NL East team.
No.
Definitely not the Buccaneers. Can't do them. Fucking certainly not Florida or Miami.
Hell no.
I think because I'm so fresh into Newcastle, I could support Sunderland and it wouldn't really bother me.
Oh, son.
Other than the fact that they're so bad, like
yeah.
I guess I could support Sunderland, but I don't think that's fair for me to even choose them.
Man, I really don't
I think
know.
the least rival that I could choose is like Clemson, I guess.
Yeah.
Would
I
be like-
agree.
Yeah, like Clemson is probably and like they're not really all that much of a rival. Like they're a
Not really.
manufactured rival. But like baseball, I guess I could root for the Nationals.
Yeah, I was gonna say just kind of pity.
Yeah, the Nationals is pity, but I can't root for the Marlins.
No.
Definitely not. Like people be like, "Oh, why?" Jose Urano is why.
Yeah.
I cannot root
I
for
also
the Marlins.
just don't like their fan base.
Yeah, their fan base. Well, it's non-existent.
And like the couple there is, like their Twitter accounts,
They're all
annoying.
dumb.
Yeah. Like last year, they were trying to like really get into the Braves because they were like,
Yeah, they were like,
A
they were
lot.
like 50 games back, and they were like, "Oh, we're so fucking close to these
yeah,
guys."
because they were like second to last in the wild card race or
Yeah.
something.
Exactly.
Who are the teams in the SEC? Is Georgia in the SEC East or South or what is it?
There's
called?
no
Doesn't matter
divisions anymore,
anymore.
but they are in the East.
Okay.
Your main
So
rival-
Georgia's main rivals
Florida,
are
Georgia Tech.
Florida, Georgia Tech, I guess Auburn,
Yeah.
and Tennessee. I would consider those 4 as their rivals.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer this fucking question.
That's fair.
I guess since I'm
It's
new
really
to college
tough.
football, I'd probably would have to go Auburn because
I think that's
It's
fair.
the least important.
Yeah.
I'd say
yeah.
Tennessee's maybe the least important. It
Yeah,
depends
I don't
on who
know.
you are.
Recently,
It
it's more
depends.
competitive.
I think there's a
Yes.
more hatred between Georgia fans and Tennessee fans. than
Probably.
versus Auburn fans. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go Auburn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Auburn
Honestly,
has Alabama, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Tennessee has
Yeah.
Vandy.
But if we're going primary rivals, I would still consider Georgia Florida the bigger rivalry than Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So I'm considering Georgia Florida as the primary rival.
Yeah.
Baseball, Yankees Red Sox obviously
Yeah.
would be the rivalry. Chelsea, I guess Arsenal.
Probably
Would that-
Tottenham.
or
I'd
Tottenham?
go Tottenham first.
Okay, then Tottenham's the biggest rival for Chelsea, and then the Steelers. Fucking anybody in that
Yeah,
goddamn
it's-
division. I guess the
it's the
Steelers,
Ravens.
or sorry, the Ravens,
Yeah.
would be probably the biggest.
And that's a big no go.
Yeah, so you got to choose from those. That's how we're gonna do this. We're
Oh,
not gonna,
so
yeah,
out
I'm
of all
gonna
the
go through mine
big
as well. Yeah, all of your top rivals.
I would have to go. Oh man, I guess Baltimore, because even though I can't stand them,
See, I was gonna go with it had to be the Red Sox.
Yeah.
If you're choosing a baseball rival, it has to be the Red Sox.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're saying Baltimore Ravens?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant the Orioles.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, I'd have to go Ravens because even though I can't stand them, I feel like they still operate very similar
Okay.
to
yeah,
us,
That's fair.
and I respect that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was tough.
Yeah, I'm
My
gonna
hands are
try.
sweating.
I'm trying to do mine, and I'm not picking soccer. But Florida State, I guess it's probably Florida.
Yeah. Right now,
Grace,
Miami.
I can't do. Nah, Florida's still our biggest rival.
Yeah. Like,
Dude,
it's just
Miami
'cause-
can't even fill the stands, bro.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
So for Florida State, the rival would be Florida. For the Braves, I'd probably say the Phillies.
Yeah.
Phillies, Mets.
Yeah,
Falcons, Saints.
Yeah.
Falcons, Saints. I guess the Saints.
Yeah,
It's
I was gonna-
not
that's
the
what I was
same
thinking.
rivalry it used to be.
That is true.
It's
That's-
not that good of a rivalry right now. It's not
Yeah.
like it's like
I will say, last year was a good moment of that rivalry
Yeah.
where they scored that late touchdown and Arthur Smith lost his mind.
Wait, what?
that was mostly because James Winston was just trying to have fun.
Yeah, Jameis Winston was just trying to get Jamal Williams his only touchdown of the year.
Yeah.
But like they were like they got called to go into victory formation on like the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Jameis called
And then
audible.
Jameis just audibled and ran the ball to Jamal Williams and he scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Arthur Smith, like I thought he was about to fucking kill.
Shit.
Did it
what's his
show
name?
him on camera?
What's that guy's? What's the head
I-
coach's name?
I
of
don't know.
the Saints, Dennis, something.
I don't
right?
even know. Sean
Let's
Payton?
just waste more time. We're in the middle of the 8th. So.
Yeah, let's keep wasting time. Here.
Saints.
Yeah, it's Dennis something, right? I think it's Dennis. The
Dennis
Saints.
Allen.
Dennis Allen. Yeah,
That is the most boring name
yeah, true. Well, Arthur Smith's not much better. And
he
he's a
ain't there
worse
anymore.
coach.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arthur Smith losing his mind about that, I did kind of like.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I hated Arthur Smith and everything about him.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the last straw for him, was the way that he reacted about that.
Mhm.
But
It was.
yeah,
Technically.
it was really the last straw for him, the way that he handled that situation.
Oh, this whole time I was picturing blank, not Smith. That's
Oh.
why I do remember that moment now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Arthur
know
Smith-
exactly what
Arthur
you're talking
Blank
about.
losing his mind would be
That's
really
what.
funny.
That's why I was like, what?
Yeah,
he was
no.
on camera like.
Arthur Smith just losing it over that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah. I'm excited for his demotion back to offensive coordinator on my team, though.
Yeah, I think
you
it'll
You don't want him
it'll
to
work.
fully control the offense.
That's true, but he is the offensive coordinator for y'all.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I think you'll be fine because he was a good offensive coordinator.
That's
for
what
the
I'm
Titans,
saying.
and he had control of the offense.
Yeah.
So
I'm
well,
ready for it.
We'll see because it seems like he worked well with defensive head coaches. So
Yeah.
that
yeah.
should work. What else we got?
What surprise team will make the playoffs in the NFL this year?
Huh.
guess-
Kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
But we could go ahead and make a call right here. I need to.
Look at divisions.
Yeah,
Ethan, you're my screen. I don't have a
I
laptop.
gotta look at the list.
Do you just want all of them?
Yeah, just pull up
just
every
every
NFL team.
division.
I'm just gonna pull up NFL teams if you really want me.
No,
Yeah.
I want to see it by division.
Like, I don't need to see the actual players. I literally just need to see the list of the teams.
I just want to see the logos.
Alright.
pretty much, yeah.
Why does it have it in games? I just put NFL divisions.
I don't know.
Just okay here.
Trying to decide.
Okay. There's the AFC.
I think the surprise. I guess we can call the Titans a surprise,
Yeah.
just because they weren't good last year. I think the Titans will make it. I don't think it's a surprise if any team from the North makes it.
No.
I think everybody could. Like really, the AFC is just or the AFC North is that good. The West, I guess you could say the Chargers would be a surprise.
It's over.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
The no hitter's over. The game's over.
No hitter.
Ah,
Fucking Garrett Mitchell. That died. Nope.
what?
Garrett Mitchell. That great guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I guess the Titans.
Yeah,
off
I
of
think the
just
Titans off
this
the AFC. Yeah,
Yeah, let's go to NFC.
the NFC is interesting because I don't love any picks. To be a surprise, I think.
Oh, easy. Atlanta Falcons. By far.
But are they a surprise? Because like going into the season, they're the
Oh, wait.
favorite to win the division.
They took out Paul Skeens going into the bottom of the 8th.
Oh, so he didn't
so
even
he
give
had
up
the
the
no
hit.
hitter the
insane.
whole time.
What?
That's insane.
What?
They brought in Colin Holder.
How many pitches was he at?
Oh, he had to have been a lot if he was striking that many people out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's crazy. Back to this though. I don't think the Falcons are a surprise only because they're the favorite to win the division. So
But I guess surprise off of
off
previous
of last
years.
year, yeah. but we all know that they made a ton of changes.
Buccaneers, maybe? Is it somebody in that division? I keep
I don't
looking there.
think so. I don't know if I'd be surprised by the Falcons or the Buccaneers.
99 pitches.
99 pitches.
65 of them strikes.
Damn.
He had,
pretty solid.
Should have let him keep going.
Yeah. And like my problem is like the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Lions, the Packers, Falcons, Buccaneers, 49ers. None of those would be a surprise to me. No, or the Rams. The Rams wouldn't really be a surprise if they snuck in.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the Seahawks, I don't think they're going to be that good. So if they did end up being there, like that would be a surprise to me.
Yeah.
So I guess the Seahawks would be the NFC one. There's not a lot of good options. Like maybe the Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears might be the best option.
Probably.
For a surprise playoff team in the NFC.
Yeah.
That's a tough one right now, especially because we haven't seen anybody on the field.
Yeah. That is true.
All right. What else have we got
I
for
want to show you Paul Skeen's backdoor slider.
Oh, please.
my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
He was spamming it.
Oh, really? This was the go. It wasn't even the fastball?
Oh,
Damn.
My God.
Dude, that looked like it was going to hit his catcher in the knee.
It's at his cleat.
Yeah,
When it comes out of his
starts over there,
hand.
but it starts over
Yeah.
here.
That's fucking ridiculous.
He was just spamming it. Like,
Yeah. That's crazy.
that
Oh.
one's the fastball. Just shoom.
Oh, my God. He had 9 through 4?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. 9 strikeouts through 4 innings is fucking
And then he throws
ridiculous.
the splinker and then ties his shoe at the very end.
That's funny as
Yeah, he
fuck.
did that with untied shoelaces.
That's hilarious. That's
Nothing you can do about
insane.
that.
Holy
I
shit.
don't care about Anzarelli.
Oh my God. Dude, that splinker's
Yeah, look at
ridiculous.
the movement from front.
Oh my God. It's like a fucking frisbee.
Yeah.
And like that little delay as you see it come out of his
Yeah,
hand is
yeah.
the ridiculous part. And it's
You
like a
see his
really
hand
fast
come
move.
over more.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of like waits
That's
a sec.
insane. Oh my God.
That shows you how
dude.
hard he's throwing.
Yeah.
Like throwing his arm, but then the ball.
Once we're done here, I'm gonna probably look into some spin rate numbers from that performance because
Yeah.
I would assume spin rate is gonna be out of the fucking world, dude. Oh my God.
Dang, he's painted that corner a
100
couple
at the knees.
times.
Yeah.
Triple digits on the bottom half.
Fuck out of here.
99 on the paint.
Oh my God.
Chris Sale might lose his starting spot for the All-Star game.
Yeah. Zach Wheeler and Chris Sale can say goodbye to the fucking Cy Young for that.
That
matter.
last slider ended up down the middle, but it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got one more
That's
question.
fucking ridiculous. All right. What do we got?
Is anyone looking like a clear best all-around team in the MLB?
Ooh.
All around team
I
in
think
the MLB.
No. The Phillies certainly have their weaknesses. I can say that pretty confidently. The Orioles, maybe, but the pitching staff hasn't been very good.
I mean, could you say the Yankees if they were
No.
consistent?
If they were
'Cause, I
consistent,
mean-
that would be not the Yankees.
Yeah.
That is true. But I mean, like back in June, you had offense and
Yes.
pitching pretty.
If it was that team, then yes. But like, I think the Guardians have their struggles, so you can't go like literally the top. I think every team has things that you could easily poke holes in their game with.
yeah.
Like the Phillies are the number 1 team. I think they struggle at quite a few different things. The bottom half of the order is really bad. Nobody can stay healthy on the field. Yes, they're still winning games, but they can't. They haven't put everything together at once.
yeah.
Which I've talked about a team, maybe the Braves, for the last 2 years being just like how the Phillies are right now. Guys can't stay on the field, but they just keep on finding ways to win. The pitching staff might not be great, but the offense holds it up. You get these key contributions from the players that you wouldn't expect, which is exactly what is happening for them. And then you spiral out in the playoffs.
yeah.
Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, I don't see them being the clear-cut best team, best like built for a championship. I certainly don't think the Guardians are because they maybe shouldn't have even been here in the first place.
Yeah.
And now they find themselves here, and it's a tough position to be in.
I don't know. Maybe Baltimore.
The Orioles are the closest. Maybe the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The only thing with the Dodgers, though, is that like the pitching staff has been so weird.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Miller just got sent to AAA.
Really?
Yes, he was
Walker
so.
Buehler back yet?
Yes, Walker Buehler is back, but he hasn't been like phenomenal. I guess it's between the Orioles and the Dodgers. The Brewers certainly aren't there. I don't love their pitching staff. The Twins are not there because the offense or the pitching staff, one of them is not good on a given day.
Mhm.
And then the Braves are certainly not close to that. And then after the Braves is like the Red Sox and the Mariners and the Royals and the Cardinals. And it's like, no, none of them. So it's just like, I think it's between the Dodgers and the Orioles, but there's holes to poke in everybody.
Yeah.
I
agree.
would
Yeah.
say. So my personal pick, I guess, would be the Orioles, but I think they're too young.
Yeah.
The inexperience is probably their biggest flaw, which is not a flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
It's like
their
it's-
young players are insane.
Yeah, exactly. Gunnar Henderson is the best player. No, he's like the fourth best player in the MLB right now,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
At like 17 years old.
I think 21 or maybe older. I don't know. He came out of high school. I know that. He went to high school in Alabama.
All right.
All right.
Those are all the questions, but
Okay.
even though we don't have to waste time, I just want to ask y'all this
Yeah,
question.
please.
All right. Favorite, I don't know how to phrase this, just like signal at a stoplight? I saw
Wait,
one.
Hold on.
Go to-
You mean like
Oh.
a sign?
Nah, like red, green, blue, flashing yellow.
What do you mean
Not
blue?
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay. Red, green, yellow, flashing yellow.
Any of that.
What about green turn signal to take a right turn?
Yes.
I love
Yes.
those, dude. Because
Flashing-
nobody ever sees them, and it gives me an
No.
excuse to honk.
Yeah.
You don't know about this one. It's just funny looking.
What?
Flashing yellow U-turn.
Oh shit! Yeah, U-turn signals are different.
Yeah.
I can't even picture
That's
a U-turn
that's
signal.
that's you have to be in an advanced place to see U-turn
It's up the
signals.
street, buddy.
No way.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't want to.
Well, yeah.
Say,
Don't
but-
dox us, but
Yeah.
give me what's around there.
A gas station. And a
Wow,
hill
thanks. That's everywhere.
and a
Okay,
park.
whatever.
2 parks, kind of.
Okay, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah. That's a pretty good one. What about Ooh, I'm trying to think.
Is it just the stoplight that we're talking about?
Yeah,
Or can it be any
like
road
a-
sign?
If
Yeah,
you really
can we
want.
go road signs?
I
I
mean,
I
think-
don't care.
A classic is a deer crossing sign.
yeah.
That's
I
There's
once
some
saw
funny ones
an
Bear
autistic
crossing.
child one.
Oh, deaf
Up in-
person lives here.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
seen that one as well.
or something like that.
Yeah.
We just built got one by my house. It's a one of the firefighter ones. If you're going by a fire station, it normally will just blink yellow to tell you that there's one there.
Yeah.
But it'll turn red if there's an emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got one like down
I've
the
never
road.
Yeah.
seen it.
I've never seen it red.
I've never seen it red
just
either.
Never, like
Yeah.
thought.
I think the cool road sign is the fire truck sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows you that there's like a firehouse nearby. That's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
just a fire truck, but
Good question. I
yeah,
like that.
was a
Dope.
good question.
Grayson really likes fire trucks.
You know, maybe we need to put one of those signs that Luke was talking about. Earlier.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm deaf.
Yeah, better questions than Nathan.
Hey, you're more than welcome to post them on Reddit if you'd like.
Yeah.
I always do questions time anyways. I might as
That's
well
true.
just come
You're
up with
pretty much always here because Nathan's always unavailable on Thursdays. All right. Well, if you guys would like to be included in questions time, you could always join the Second Short subreddit. It's
Yeah, please do.
2ND short. Obviously, follow us on all of our social media platforms. It's all right here down at the bottom of the screen. Of course, if you're on YouTube, make sure you watch the baseball video that came out on Wednesday.
Oh,
and of
my
course,
God.
like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, stay up to date with everything. And if you're on the podcast platforms, rate 5 stars. Give us a follow on there. If you've already done it, undo it, do it again. It helps the algorithm. I don't know what else to tell you. Luke, what else you got? We got an exciting weekend. Soccer, obviously, we
Yep.
got 2 championships for the Euros and Copa. Got the MLB draft and All-Star weekend coming up this weekend.
Yep.
So A lot of fun stuff going on.
I'm really, really sad because, I'm happy, but I'm sad. So I'm going to the beach on Saturday.
Yes.
It'll probably be the first time in maybe 6 or 7 years that I haven't been able to watch the home run derby with my dad, which is tough. I hate
on
that.
Monday.
Yes, and I'll still be in Panama.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Pops isn't going to Panama?
No, this is actually first trip with my girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, super excited about that. But
Congrats.
yeah, watching the home run derby with my dad has been amazing. Like probably one of my favorite sports memories was watching Aaron Judge in 2017 in Miami at the home run derby. That was awesome. That was so sick.
Yeah, I'm excited. And we have new rules for the home run derby this year.
What are the new rules?
We don't have time.
Okay.
We don't have
How
time.
about strikes or something?
Yeah, there's strikes and outs and bonus balls and whatever. They changed a bunch of shit.
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be entertaining though. I like the rules.
Okay,
you can check.
cool.
You can look into them after. But for now, we're gonna sign off here. Everybody, enjoy the weekend. Have a safe one.
Yes.
Obviously, safe travels to Luke and down to Panama. He'll be back
Appreciate
for
it.
the next episode.
Oh yeah.
Though.
Oh yeah.
And of course, check us out on Monday because we've got something really fun for college football. I'm going to put together, I'm actually going to start writing it tonight and tomorrow, like a cheat sheet for everything that happened this offseason that you need to know going into the college football season. So I think it's going to be a really fun part of the podcast that me and Colin are going to go through and just kind of like almost kind of what we're doing with these previews, kind of just refresh everything.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that little cheat sheet thing. We're going to preview the home run derby and the all-star game. We're going to have all that on there. And then, I don't really know what else we're going to be talking about on Monday, but I'm sure we'll have some fun. So
picking back up.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Everything's picking up. Unfortunately, I think that probably means that game time is going to go away on Monday episodes.
Oh no.
So that is so good for the podcast listeners. If you watch on YouTube, maybe you don't like that, but I know that our audio listeners that are still holding true over there, not a fan of game time, which I don't blame you. I'm not the biggest fan of it either because I am a podcast audio listener, so I understand. But we've got a lot that we're going to be talking about, not just playing games at the end of episodes coming up. So once again, if you enjoyed the episode, give us all the support wherever you're listening, and we'll catch you guys next week. I'll be back on Monday. Luke will be back on Friday. See you later.
Peace.
Peace.